The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents... Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. What is a life of adventure? Some people seem to be forever caught up in a maelstrom of events, while others go along doing humdrum tasks. Of course, what one person calls exciting is to another just an everyday occurrence. And some people seem content with what Thoreau called lives of quiet desperation. But there is a difference. Certain individuals create their own excitement. Perhaps we never find adventure unless we go looking for it. But when we do find it, the results may be quite unexpected.
Are you sure, miss, that you want to get off at Foothill Junction?
Of course. Are we almost there?
We'll be in about 5 minutes. But it beats me why anyone should want to get off at the end of nowhere.
The train does stop there, doesn't it?
Well, sometimes, when there's a reason.
You mean it's not a regular stop on this line?
That's right. It's not a town, you know. Just a crossroad.
No stores? No post office?
Nothing but the station.
Well, I may be living there for quite a while.
But nobody lives in Foothill Junction.
My uncle does.
Your uncle?
Yes, Uncle Caleb, the station master.
You're staying with him?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's hard to believe.
Our mystery drama, Stairway to Oblivion, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Elizabeth Pennell and stars Anne Shepard. It is sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division. I'll be back shortly with Act One. It is true that Julia had spent most of her life in the city, and at age 35, she gave every appearance of being a sophisticated woman quite able to take care of herself. Yet to an outsider, it might seem odd that she was stepping off a train at what looked like an abandoned station. But Julia had her reasons. For the past 3 years, she had cared for her ailing father. Now he was dead. And before taking up a new life, she wanted to satisfy a long-time curiosity to visit her one remaining relative, an uncle she has never met, but with whom she has corresponded.
I always wondered why my father was reluctant to talk about his older brother. He never bothered to listen when I tried to read him excerpts from Uncle Caleb's letters. The past few weeks had been difficult. Disposing of family possessions and selling a big house. I was tired. I needed a respite. The idea of spending a quiet time on a remote mountaintop was very appealing.
Well, we're here, miss. Hey, I'll help you with your bags.
Thank you.
I don't see Caleb. Must be inside the station house.
What a dilapidated building.
Yeah, should be torn down. All we need here is a switch box. You wait. I'll see if I can find the old man. Caleb? Caleb?
Yeah. Why is the train stopping? You're 2 minutes late.
Caleb, we have a very special passenger.
What's that? A passenger?
Yeah. Lady says she's your niece.
Julia? But not today. It's next week she's coming. Next week.
She's waiting for you right now here on the platform.
Dear me. Julia? Julia, my dear, forgive me, but I thought it was next week you were coming.
Hello, Uncle Caleb. Well, you said in your letter...
Are you sure you'll be all right, miss?
Of course she's all right. Now, give me those bags and get going. Train's 5 minutes late.
Oh, Uncle Caleb, it's good to meet you at last. I'm sorry if there's some mistake about the date of my arrival.
Oh, it's all my fault. Months and days have a way of all blending together up where I live.
Afraid I've brought quite a bit of luggage. My clothes and some books for you are in that big one. Do we have far to go?
Yeah, straight up those stairs.
Oh, that stairway looks as though it goes on forever.
Just about. I told you I lived on top of the world. This bag of yours is mighty heavy.
Oh, wait, perhaps if we carried it together.
Well, I'm afraid we can't manage everything at once. I'll just lock the big bag up in the station house.
But, Uncle Caleb, all my clothes are in there.
Now, don't worry about that. We'll get them tomorrow. You take the little bag and start up the stairs very slowly. I'll catch up with you.
68, 9, 70.
And plenty more to go.
You climb these stairs every day?
Yeah, you get used to them. Here's the one resting place.
I see a path leading off there. Where does that go?
Just off in the woods. Now, take a look at the view.
Oh, it's breathtaking. Or maybe it's just the climb that's taking my breath away.
Yeah, we'll be there in a moment now. Just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You see? That's my house. It sort of comes at you all of a sudden. Oh, careful.
Oh.
Should have warned you about that stone.
Looks like a marker.
Yeah, that it is. Read what it says.
O-B-L. Oblivion.
Yeah, that's the name of my hideaway. Very appropriate, don't you think?
I guess so. It's rather frightening. Why, Uncle Caleb, it's fantastic.
I thought you'd like it.
The books. And a laboratory, too. What are you doing with those bottles and things?
Oh, I like to putter with my pots and potions. Bugs and toads in those jars, but, oh, dear me, I know you'd like to freshen up, and I haven't even got the towels ready.
Don't you worry about anything, Uncle Caleb. I'm pretty good at foraging for myself. Whatever there is to do, please let me help you.
The bedrooms are down that way, and, oh, excuse me, I just remembered. I left poor Crepe Hanger shut up in the basement.
I knew about Crepe Hanger. I was eager to see the rest of the house. A long hallway opened off the living room with uneven floorboards and many doors, all of them closed. I moved cautiously, and then, at the very end of the hall, one door was ajar. I went in, expecting the worst. But my sagging spirit soared. It was a bright, cheerful room with a window and a view. I knew it wasn't Uncle Caleb's bedroom, even though a pair of well-worn jeans hung over the back of a chair. But my uncle was calling me, and I hurried to tell him I'd found my room.
Well, here she is. Crepe Hanger, this is Julia.
What a beautiful, beautiful cat.
You see, she knows you're a member of the family. And now, my dear, I must show you to your room.
Oh, I've already found it.
You found Julia's room?
The one at the very end. The door was open and I went in.
No, my dear, that room is not for you.
Oh, but it looks so comfortable, and it has such a nice view.
You haven't seen your Aunt Julia's room. That's the only place for the woman of the house.
Well, Aunt Julia never lived in this house.
Oh, no, my dear. Your Aunt Julia's been dead for 20 years. But she would have liked her room, and so will you. Through this door here.
It looks like my grandmother's bedroom when I was a child.
Some of the same furniture. I've been saving it for you. You wanted a view? Now look out here.
You never wrote me about your garden.
Well, it's at its best just before sundown. And now, at last, I bid you truly welcome. As you can see, you have come home.
I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. The dresser reminded me of my mother's. And feeling like a child, I stealthily opened the top drawer and... Uncle Caleb.
What's the matter? Julia, what is it?
I opened this drawer. There's a whole nest of baby mice.
Well, yes, of course. And we mustn't disturb them.
Disturb them? I don't like mice.
Now, Julia, the mice are happy here. It's the perfect place for a nest. Crepe hanger can't get them. And they'll never bother you. It's always a great comfort to have living creatures in the house.
Uncle Caleb took me into the rear of the garden. Dark trees rose in the background, but there was a wide, cleared space laid out in plots and pathways, and there was a marvelous fragrance in the air.
Well, I hope you'll spend a great deal of time out here.
It's an herb garden. Oh, it's charming. Let's see, that's thyme, and this is sage.
Oh, I'm a classicist. Now, there's rosemary and rue, and this is comfrey. It's very good for healing cuts and bruises.
What an array.
And here's what I call my poison plot.
Well, it doesn't look very sinister. Lily of the valley, larkspur, jack in the pulpit, iris, and buttercups.
Deadly poison. Every one.
Oh, Uncle, you're joking. I noticed these from the window, but I'm relieved to see that they're not gravestones, just natural outcroppings of rock. Forgive me, but from a distance, there's something about the way your garden's laid out made it look like a cemetery.
Oh, I planned it that way.
Oh, Uncle Caleb, you're a ghoul.
Now, don't laugh. This is a proper graveyard, all right. And someday, my Julia and I will be laid to rest here, side by side.
His words were strange. And after I went to bed, I tossed and turned for hours, ridden with horrible nightmares. I woke late, dressed, and headed down the hallway. Good morning, Crepe Hanger. Where's my uncle? I went into the surprisingly modern kitchen, efficient like a hospital, except that the many shelves were filled with herbs and spices. The makings for a substantial breakfast were on the table, and there was a note from Uncle Caleb which said, I'll be back at 11:30. You know your way to the garden, but please do not, in big capital letters, open any other doors. I'll explain later. Well, he needn't worry. I was not above to pry. But I did want to get outside, and my clothes seemed all wrong for country wear. Then I remembered the jeans in the front room. If that door was still open, I wouldn't be breaking any rules. It was, just as it'd been the day before, and I snatched up the jeans from the back of that chair. Just my size if I rolled up the bottoms. I didn't stop to wonder who they might belong to, for now they were mine. When Uncle Caleb came back, I was happily kneeling in the garden trying to identify the herbs.
Julia? Julia?
I'm out in the garden.
Well, I'm glad to see. Julia.
Yes, Uncle Caleb.
Where did you get those
Those what?
That disgraceful pair of pants?
Oh, I saw them yesterday in that back room there.
I'll take them off at once.
Well, I will if you've brought my suitcase. I have a couple of pairs of slacks.
Sorry, my dear, but I could not bring your suitcase. The freight train left a box of provisions, and I had too much to carry.
But I have no other clothes to wear.
We'll take care of that. Come with me to your room. Over there, in the trunk, Julia. Open it.
But these are Aunt Julia's clothes. I can't wear anything like this.
Look down further. You'll find something.
Oh, what an elegant cashmere sweater. And these skirts, just the kind they're wearing today. Yes, there were plenty of things in that trunk I could wear. even a denim wraparound for gardening. Then, at the very bottom, I came upon a long sequined evening gown, and pinned to it was a note which read, "This is the dress I want to be buried in."
What has our Julia gotten herself into? Even her clothes are no longer her own. The aura around Caleb and his house grows ever more ominous, as you will discover when I return shortly with Act 2. As the days slipped by, Oblivion cast a strange spell of lethargy over Julia. For a time, she offered to help her uncle carry her suitcase up the stairs, and then forgot all about it. She even lost all curiosity about what was behind those closed doors. Caleb, too, seemed far more relaxed. They spent many happy hours together in the garden, and Julia became engrossed in the study of herbs. She had grown fond of her Uncle Caleb. But this false sense of peace was abruptly shattered early one afternoon when Julia was alone in the garden.
Hello? Hello in there.
Oh, John, of course he's not here. It's Wednesday.
Oh, that's right. Let's go around back and see what the old buzzard's been up to in his garden.
John, look. Somebody's there.
It's a woman.
Don't frighten her.
Excuse me, miss.
Oh,
I'm sorry. We came by to say hello to Caleb.
People.
yes. We're people, but you're looking at us as though we were ghosts.
But, how...
Oh, well, we're just the summer folks from down the hill.
Uncle Caleb never mentioned
Caleb, he's your uncle? Well, he never mentioned you either.
I'm here on a visit, but I thought this was the only house around for miles and miles.
It is, except for our cabin.
I haven't seen any cabin.
Halfway down the stairs.
Oh, yes, I saw a path.
Well, you follow that way into the woods, and there we are. For 3 months of the year, anyway.
Only this year, Caleb's in for a surprise. We told him we weren't coming.
I see Caleb has put you to work in what Emily and I call his cemetery.
Oh, I thought that at first. I guess it's because of those two rocks that look so much like tombstones.
I have an idea they are tombstones.
Let's go inside, shall we, until Uncle Caleb comes home. I don't think we should be snooping around this way.
Now, aren't you afraid to stay in this spooky house? That skeleton would be enough to turn me off.
Don't tell me there's a skeleton in one of the closets.
Oh, not in a closet. He rolls it around on a coat rack kind of thing.
It must be one of the surprises behind this closed door. How do you know so much about this house?
When we first came here, Caleb showed us all over the place.
I think he was trying to frighten us. But we don't scare very easily.
Old man never talks about himself. But he's a good neighbor.
Except when he has visitors. Then he doesn't want anyone else around.
Why? I don't understand.
Well, neither do we. I've been meaning to ask Caleb if I could paint that marvelous view from his guest room. But, of course, now you're staying there.
Oh, I'm not in that room.
Oh, where are you staying?
Up the hall on the other side, looking into the garden.
Oh, well, then maybe Caleb will let me paint in the guest room this year.
I'm sure he will. But you keep calling it the guest room. My uncle never wrote about any visitors. Were there many?
Since we've been coming up, there were just that older man.
And the boy.
When was this?
Oh, the man was here about 4 or 5 years ago. Isn't that right, Emily?
I'd say so. And then he was gone, and we saw the boy 2 years ago.
And nobody here last summer.
Wonder who they were.
I thought maybe the boy was your brother or nephew. He called him Uncle Caleb, too.
But that's very puzzling.
Say, I'd like to go down the hall and look at that view again. The light should be just right.
Oh, I don't want Uncle Caleb to come back and think that we're...
But he won't be back until after 3 o'clock. And we can hear the train when it goes by.
This must be Wednesday.
Oh, so you've forgotten what day it is, too.
They just all blend together. Uncle Caleb has a built-in time clock, even though he doesn't remember dates. He's down at that station every morning when the freight train comes through. And then one day a week, he waits for the passenger train.
Come along, then. Let's take a look at that view. Look at those peaks. I know just the purple I'm going to use.
Yeah, I'd forgotten how great it is.
This room, a man and a boy. I found a pair of jeans in here.
Well, now, you may be forbidden to open closed doors, but I'm the nosy type. Can't resist closets. Let's see what's in here.
Well, look. It's filled with clothes.
Men's work suits. And this old jacket. But it's not Uncle Caleb's size.
And no one but a teenager could wear these.
Well, I'll be damned.
There goes the train.
Yeah?
Uncle Caleb will be back soon.
Well, it'll take him a while to climb the stairs. How do you feel about opening dresser drawers?
Oh, no. I'm afraid to after what I found in the drawer in my room.
Okay, it's my turn. Here goes.
Men's work gloves, socks. Here's a jackknife.
Wait a minute. Here's something interesting. The wallet. And it's empty. Except for this sort of ID card. Let's see. Name, James J. Flanders. Address has been crossed out. Date of birth, it's almost illegible. Looks like 1900.
Why, that has to be old Jim. Isn't that what he said his name was?
And if he were alive today, his age would be...
What makes you think he's dead?
Well, because this is his wallet. And in there, all his clothes.
But the boy's clothes are there, too. Why didn't he take them with him?
Look, we have to get out of here. Your uncle will be coming home, and I'm sure he'll be angry to find us talking to you.
We were in the living room, and they were about to leave. John had already opened the front door, and then we heard...
Julia!
We hurried to the top of the stairs to find Uncle Caleb doubled over, ashen-faced, and struggling to breathe.
It's been a bad day. Trouble on the tracks.
Caleb, it's John and Emily. What can we do?
Just help me into the house. I'll be all right in a minute.
John and I supported my uncle, walking him slowly to the house. When I suggested going straight to his bedroom, he protested so vehemently, we eased him into a chair near the fireplace.
Well, young fella, what are you doing here?
We're back at the cabin for the summer.
What happened to your trip to Europe?
I had to give it up.
But you didn't come in on the 3 o'clock.
No. We got here yesterday.
Not on the freight train, you didn't?
No, we backpacked.
From where?
You left the car at Bearsville.
I see.
Uncle Caleb's head drooped forward, and he was seized with a violent coughing. I'd already loosened his collar, and now I tried to rub his chest. Uncle Caleb, you must have some digitalis. Where is it?
Foxglove. In that jar on my big table. Lily of the Valley. Put it in some water. And John and Emily, you can help me to my room. I must lie down.
I put water on the stove and found the bottle labeled Lily of the Valley Root. With shaking hands, I measured a very small portion into a cup of hot water and took it down the hall to my uncle's bedroom.
It's all right, my dear. I wanted to spare you for a little while, but you'd see it sooner or later.
I couldn't believe I was seeing it then. The walls and floor were black, and so was the big bed with a prow like a Viking ship. My uncle looked like a ghost propped up against those white pillows. And thank heaven, John had warned me, because there on one side of the bed was that coat rack thing from which dangled a full-size skeleton.
Don't be frightened, my dear. You'll soon get used to everything around here.
Uncle Caleb needs a doctor. How do I get one?
No way, not up here.
But there's a telephone down at the station.
Yes, but no passenger train until next week.
You have to tell the train company that Uncle Caleb won't be able to...
Oh, you'd be surprised. He's a sturdy old man, and he's had these attacks before. I'll flag down the freight train tomorrow.
But Julia shouldn't be left alone with him. I think we should stay here.
You're darn right we're going to stay.
Well, I'm not helpless. Really, I'm not. I've taken care of my father for the last 3 years.
Frankly, I'm worried, Julia. Now, what if your uncle is only pretending to be sick?
How can you say that? You saw for yourself.
I've seen other things, too. Like what's down in the basement.
Look, you've both said that. What is down in the basement?
There are 2 carved gravestones.
That doesn't surprise me.
But one has the name Caleb, and the other name is Julia.
Doesn't that tell you something?
Yes. Uncle Caleb told me that one day he would rest peacefully in the garden behind this house next to his Julia.
But that's you.
Oh. Now I see what's troubling you. He meant his wife. My Aunt Julia. I'm beginning to think her remains may already be in the garden.
I wonder.
Julia! Where's my Julia?
I hurried to Uncle Caleb's room. Feeling better?
Yes. Yes, my dear. Do you remember that time when you were feeling so very ill, and I asked what you'd like for supper?
Oh, that must have been Aunt Julia.
Then you looked at me so sweetly, just the way you're looking now. And I said, I'd do anything in the world for you, Julia. Anything to help you.
And I'm sure you did.
Always tried to help people like Jamie and Robin.
Oh, John. John, let's go back in the house.
All right. I'll leave the shovel here. But that's all the proof I need.
It's horrible. But what are we going to tell Julia?
John, all that dirt. Where've you been?
Sit down, Julia. There's something we've got to talk about.
No, don't tell her, John. Arnie, you have to get away from this evil place.
Oh, stop it, both of you. My uncle may be eccentric, but he's a kind, gentle old man.
Yeah, I used to believe that, but no more.
We're letting our imaginations run away with us.
But, Julia, I have the proof.
Proof of what?
I remembered that 4 years ago, there was only one stone in the backyard. Then, last year, the smaller one had been added.
Go on.
So I took a shovel and went out just now.
Oh, you had
Now,
no right.
I didn't dig down very far. Just far enough to establish that 2 wooden coffins are buried out there. One of them is about 6 feet long, big enough for a man, and the other is smaller. Just about the right size to hold a boy.
Now, what do you think of the kindly Uncle Caleb? It's true that Julia was ready for adventure, but she has no intention of taking her dead aunt's place. Eccentricity is one thing, but the way things are shaping up, Caleb could be a scheming old man. Or else something has snapped in his brain, and he has lost all sense of reality. In either case, Julia appears to be in a dangerous predicament. I'll be back shortly with Act 3. Julia has been confronted with some highly incriminating evidence against her uncle. If there really are 2 bodies buried in his garden, shouldn't the police be summoned? John, who made the discovery, is all for placing a telephone call at the railroad station to give a report on what he has found. But Julia is surprised at her own reaction. She feels protective toward her uncle. And although one might think she'd be grateful to have friendly neighbors, she finds herself resenting their interference.
Don't you see, Julia? It's our duty to turn your uncle in.
You don't know what you're talking about.
After what I've uncovered?
You have found nothing.
You call 2 coffins nothing?
None of us knows what's in those coffins.
Well, I can certainly find out in a hurry.
I forbid you to destroy my Uncle Caleb's garden.
Julia, you're beginning to sound as batty as... Oh, I'm sorry. I realize you've been through a lot, and you're not thinking straight.
I know my uncle better than you do. I'm thinking that the smaller coffin may contain the remains of my Aunt Julia.
And the other one?
Well, it's just like Uncle Caleb to be saving that one for himself.
Well, there's another way to find out.
You're right. Let's just ask Uncle Caleb.
But if he's really sick...
I mean when he gets stronger. In the meantime, I suggest we have some supper, and then you can go home. There's really no reason for you to spend the night.
We're staying.
John, I want to thank you and Emily for what you've done to help me and Julia.
I was lucky we were here.
Very lucky, because I have another favor to ask. My niece won't let me out of bed. The 11 o'clock freight will be going straight through. But if they should slow down, and I don't want them to think no one's minding the store.
Oh, I plan to be there when the train comes through.
But they won't be stopping today.
I'm going to flag them down.
No need to do that.
Emily and I need groceries. I want to place an order.
Freight company won't like it. Plenty of groceries here. I'll place a big order later on.
I'd rather do it myself, the way I used to.
Times have changed. But if the train does stop, tell them I'll be back on the job tomorrow.
I'll be off.
Oh, I'll go halfway down the stairs with you. I want to check up on the cabin.
It's good to have you here to look after us, girl.
I like being called that, Uncle Caleb.
Why, what did I call you?
A girl.
Well, of course. And that's what you'll always be. It's why I don't like to burden you with my problems.
If there's anything you want to tell me, Uncle Caleb, you know I'll always listen.
But it's just that if anything should happen to me, I want you to make certain that my Julia and I lie side by side, just as we always do.
You mean in the garden?
Yes. Yes, I've left instructions in my will, but I'll feel so much better knowing a member of the family will take care of things personally.
Well, of course, Uncle Caleb. You can count on me. But you know, you hadn't told me that Aunt Julia is already buried in the garden.
Oh, she isn't, Julia. Not by herself. We'll go together.
But where is she?
She's there, in that handsome urn, on my bedside table.
Mercifully, it was several hours before John and Emily returned. I'd calmed down and decided it was not yet time to give them this latest bit of information. John would be all too eager to rip the covers off those coffins, and there was no need to hurry. The dead could wait.
Hi, Julia. How's your uncle?
Resting comfortably, thank you. Well, where'd you get that gaudy thing?
Down at the cabin. It's an extra calendar. I thought you'd better start keeping track of the days. I've circled today's date.
Well, thanks very much.
And here's a bag of oranges. The brakeman threw them off to me.
Then you did stop the train.
You bet I did. Had a talk with the engineer. He says there's no reason to have a station at Foothill Junction. And before long, any switching will be done by automation.
That means Uncle Caleb will be out of a job.
Well, okay, Julia. I didn't make any telephone calls. Kept my part of the bargain. What about yours?
Please. Give me just a few days more alone with my uncle. I'm sure there's an explanation. I put off asking Uncle Caleb any questions until one morning I found him in the guest room admiring the view. He sat in a rocker stroking crepe hanger curled up in his lap. Uncle Caleb. You know a man named Flanders?
Flanders? No, can't say I know anyone by that name.
Try to remember. James J. Flanders.
Why, you don't mean Jamie, do you?
I don't know. Who's Jamie?
Oh, poor Jamie. He's dead. Very nice man.
He stayed in this room, didn't he?
Yeah, Jamie loved this room. But how did you know he was here?
We found a wallet in that dresser with his name on it.
We? Now, who do you mean by we?
Well, I should say John found the wallet. But they knew about Mr. Flanders. I didn't.
Just what did they know about him?
Only that he was staying with you one summer. How did you meet him?
Meet Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
They rolled him off the freight one winter morning about 5 years ago. Poor derelict man. Thin as one of the rails he was riding.
And you brought him home?
Yeah, true gentleman, if there ever was one. But the sickness had gone too far. Jamie didn't have long to live.
You took care of him?
Oh, I gave him food and clothes. His strength came back, and we thought he was going to be well. But it came too late. He loved it here, and he wanted to stay.
I see. So you buried him in the garden?
Well, it's where he wanted to be.
Uncle Caleb, there are 2 unmarked gravestones in your garden.
Oh, so you know about Robin, too?
I know nothing about Robin.
Dear Robin. I found him in the woods, nearly starved to death, and it was October.
A boy? Way up here? Where did he come from?
From Bearsville.
No. You don't mean that he escaped from that mental institution?
That was no place for a bright boy like Robin.
Oh, Uncle Caleb, you can't just take in a boy who's a runaway.
And why not? He needed a home.
But didn't they look for him?
Oh, yes, but I hid him in the basement.
I don't know what to say. How long did this boy live with you?
Nearly a year. I tried so hard to help him, but, well, he must have been sickly from the time he was born. It was too late to save a small soul who'd been abandoned when he was a baby.
Uncle Caleb, when you say you helped him, do you mean that
I mean I gave him love and the only home he'd ever known. That's why Robin must never be taken away.
I realized if it were not for John and Emily, I too might sink completely under the spell of this place called Oblivion. Reluctantly, I went halfway down the stairs for the first time since I had climbed to the top and followed the pathway to the artist's cabin.
You believe everything he told you, don't you, Julia?
I've no reason to doubt anything he said.
I think it's the perversion of a demented mind.
John, don't say that. There's no harm in trying to help people. My uncle did nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong. He may have murdered 2 people, possibly more.
My uncle could never commit a crime.
It's a criminal offense to harbor fugitives, and no sane person buries bodies in the backyard.
Now, what are we going to do?
You're not going to do anything. I'm taking a trip to Bearsville.
You mean you're turning your uncle in?
No. I'm going to tell them about that poor boy. And if he had no family, I'm sure that
What about the man named Flanders?
Well, I'll get legal advice.
Oh, you
on
better
that.
let me handle it.
Take it easy, John. This is Julia's problem.
All right. But if she doesn't come back with some straight answers, I'm going to the authorities and tell them exactly what I think.
It was a week to the day since Uncle Caleb's heart attack. He'd been doing a little work in the garden and showing signs of restlessness. Emily had come over, I suspect just to check up on us. It was nearly 11 o'clock in the morning.
Julia, what day is today?
Well, let's see.
Where's the calendar I brought you?
Harry, I have to know.
The day you circled Emily was Saturday. So, is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Today is Wednesday.
I should have known. I have to get down to the station.
Don't worry, Caleb. John's there.
You don't understand. I have to go. I have to do it.
Do what?
The switch. I have to throw the switch before the train passes the station. My jacket. Where's my jacket?
Just a minute, Uncle Caleb. You're not going anywhere.
It should have been fixed long ago. I told them the last time.
I'll go down the stairs with a message.
No one else knows what's wrong. I'm the only one.
You're not well enough. Not down that long flight of stairs.
Last week, trouble with the switch. It jammed, and I threw the emergency for the passenger train.
But the passenger train doesn't get here till 3. That should be plenty of time.
No, the way it's set now, the freight will go through on the passenger tracks, and about 20 miles from here, there'll be a head-on collision.
But there must be some way that you can...
The freight doesn't slow down on Wednesdays. I am the only one knows about that switch. I must hurry.
We're right with you.
Let go of me. I can't be late. Broken switch. Let go of my arm. I must move faster. Faster. No one must be hurt. No one will be when I do what I have to do.
He made it. Caleb, stop the train.
I know. He said he had to do it.
John? John, everything's all right now, isn't it?
Go on back up the hill, both of you. There's nothing you can do.
Oh, then we don't need to give you the message?
What message?
About the switch, the broken switch.
Switch. So that's why he did it.
That's exactly why.
He should have told me last week.
Where is Caleb?
I suppose there was no other way. No other way to stop that freight train. Caleb threw himself across the track.
Uncle Caleb's death, like his wife's, was dedicated to helping people. Perhaps on the evidence you believe that, or if you have a different kind of imagination, you may believe there was a darker side to his nature. That's up to you. As for Julia, I'll tell you about her in just a moment. Caleb left everything he possessed to Julia. And she, too, had fallen in love with that mountaintop. She reported the deaths of Jamie and Robin, but since no one claimed them, they rested in peace beside Caleb and Aunt Julia in the garden, where they all wanted to be, in Oblivion. Our cast included Ann Shepard, Guy Sorrell, Mary Jane Higby, and Nat Polan. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
How do you render justice in your country?
We have courts, and we have judges, juries, lawyers.
Is it wise to allow people to judge people?
It is the best way, the most democratic.
Only the immortal gods may decide.
But how do you know to get them to make a decision?
The gods have sent my people a spring of sparkling water. The accused must drink at the spring.
And what does that prove?
The innocent walk away vindicated.
And the guilty?
The guilty fall down dead.
Well, it is hardly the way.
You will see it with your own eyes. We shall have a trial tonight.
Oh? Who is the accused?
You are.
This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
Mystery Theater.
Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall, your chaperone at these arcane revels, which are celebrated here 7 times each week. There's the smile of love, and the smile of deceit, and the smile of smiles, where both smiles meet. Why are love and deceit so often found together? Must we deceive to love, or do we love to deceive? But where you find love and deceit together, they do not usually remain alone. Often this duet becomes a trio, and the third member turns out to be death.
How do you render justice in your country?
We have courts,
Courts?
halls, where people assemble, and we have judges, juries, lawyers.
Ah, yes. Is it wise to allow people to judge people?
It is the best way, the most democratic.
Only the immortal gods may decide.
But how do you know to get them to make a decision?
The gods have sent my people a spring of sparkling water. The accused must drink at the spring.
And what does that prove?
The innocent walk away vindicated.
And the guilty?
The guilty fall down dead.
Well, it is hardly the way.
You will see it with your own eyes. We shall have a trial tonight.
Oh? Who is the accused?
You are.
Our mystery drama, The Smile of Deceit, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Sam Dan and stars Jennifer Harmon. The poet tells us that nothing succeeds like success. The question, therefore, arises, what is success? That depends on whom you ask. Inquire of the philosophers, and you'll soon discover that, as a group, they tend to knock it. They say things like, success has always been a great liar, or the greatest success is an early death. That's all very well, but who among us would refuse to be successful? Who, if given free choice, would choose failure? Certainly not Miss Velma Straight. Women's lib to the contrary notwithstanding, success for many girls in our society still means the acquisition of a wealthy husband. And Velma, as we shall discover, has hit a rather respectable jackpot.
Just a minute, darling. Oh, it's Aunt Rose.
Well, I see you were expecting darling.
I was.
Well, may I come in?
Of course. Come in, Aunt Rose. By all means, come in.
Well, aren't you glad to see me, Velma, dear?
Well, you know I am. I just... Well, you said you didn't think that you could get away.
Well, I really can't. But would it be right for you to graduate all alone, with no one to applaud? Besides, you said you're engaged, so I just had to.
Come down and see if you approve.
Oh, I shall approve. I know how I raise my little girl. I'm sure you chose a wonderful man.
Oh, he is, Aunt Rose. Absolutely wonderful.
Well, tell me all about him.
Well, his name is Robert Morris Hastings III.
Oh, that sounds impressive. Is he at school here?
Oh, yes.
And is he graduating too?
Oh, no. He's on the faculty.
An instructor?
A professor.
Oh, that's marvelous. Dear, I wouldn't dare to suggest this. It's so presumptuous to advise the young, but I'd hoped you'd choose a mature man.
And I did.
Oh, the young men today seem so unsettled, so uncertain. An older man is so much safer, so much more secure, and in many ways more romantic. Now tell me everything about Robert Morris Hastings III.
Well, you shall meet him in exactly 1 minute.
Oh, I will.
He promised to stop in and say hello on his way to the faculty assembly. He said he'd ring the bell at 11 o'clock, and he is the soul of promptness.
Well, that's an excellent quality and a sign of good character. What does he teach?
Anthropology.
Oh, dearest, I am so happy for you. To be the wife of a professor. To live in the intellectually stimulating atmosphere of a university.
Oh, well, we won't live here, Aunt Rose. Robert's resigning his post.
He is?
We're going out into the field. Robert's specialty is in psychic phenomena among primitive peoples. It's fascinating how the mind can be manipulated to produce, well, almost anything. Even death. Anyhow, starting next month, it'll be deserts and jungles. Well, will you look at the clock? 11 exactly. Robert, darling, come in.
I can only pause for a moment, my dear.
Darling, the most wonderful human being in all the world is here to give us our blessing. Aunt Rose, this is Robert. Robert, Mrs. Maynard Gardner. But you'll have to call her Aunt Rose.
How do you do?
How I have looked forward to this occasion. Velma never stops talking about you. Aunt Rose.
Well, let's all have some coffee.
Oh, my dear, I don't have time.
Darling, it only needs a minute to boil the water.
Yes, but a cup of coffee right now would be too much. I already have had 2 at breakfast.
Now, Robert, you promised to watch that.
I know, my dear, and I do try.
Oh, he's just terrible, Aunt Rose.
I really should be going.
But you just got here.
I promised to pop in on my way to the assembly to say hello, and now I must pop out. I'll look for you both at the commencement exercises.
Well, if you must go.
And Aunt Rose, you will be our guest at luncheon.
I should be getting back to the city.
Nonsense. Of course she'll be our guest, Robert.
I'll make a reservation for 3 at the Hamilton Room. Goodbye, ladies.
Goodbye, darling.
Goodbye.
Well?
Velma.
Isn't he marvelous?
Are you serious?
Are you saying you don't like Robert?
How could you consider marriage with...
I know. He's not as young as you might have expected. But didn't you say it was wisest to marry an older man?
Older, yes, but...
But what?
Well, let me put it this way. I happen to be more than twice your age, and he'd even be too old for me.
Age isn't everything, Aunt Rose. Robert is handsome, generous, very intelligent, kind.
Cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. I know, a veritable Eagle Scout.
And most important, he's rich.
Oh, no. No, I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Why not, darling?
You would marry for money?
Absolutely.
Oh, no, Velma, no. That's not how I raised you. If you can say that, then you learn nothing in my house.
But I learned everything in your house, Aunt Rose. I learned how important money can be because I saw what can happen to girls who marry for love and love alone, the way you did. I saw what happens when a cheerful spirit is hemmed in by too small a house and badgered by too small a budget.
Your uncle and I were deeply in love.
My uncle and you were deeply in debt.
Velma, what happened to that idealistic young girl who went off to college 4 years ago?
I grew up. Giddy, romantic love is a peculiarly American myth.
Oh, really?
It's because we're still a very young country. We have yet to get rid of our juvenile fantasies. Love is a fleeting, ethereal emotion. How can you base a marriage on it?
How?
Yes, dear, how? Marriage is a contract. And a contract should be guaranteed by some solid collateral.
Very well. Very well. If you must marry for money, is he the best you can do?
Oh, yes, I've explored all my options.
Velma!
I discovered that Robert happens to be among the wealthiest men on campus, student or faculty. He's the sole surviving member of the Hastings family.
I never heard of them.
They were Detroit people. Robert's father was a pioneer maker of motor cars. He was bought out by one of the big corporations for a fabulous sum of money.
Oh, but there must be other wealthy men closer to your own age. Oh, Lord, listen how I'm talking.
Yes, there are, but Robert's money is clean money.
Clean?
He's the only surviving member of his family. The money is all his, and when he dies, the money will be all mine. The others had brothers or sisters, all kinds of family complications.
But, Velma, do you realize in 10 years Robert will be a very, very old man? While you'll hardly be in your 30s.
I don't expect Robert to live another 10 years or even 5. He has a heart condition.
Velma!
And will be living a strenuous outdoor life in areas that aren't exactly healthy. I shall be a very young widow. And then I could afford to marry for love.
Oh, Velma. Something has taken possession of you. Suppose 5 or even 10 years go by and Robert is still alive. Suppose somehow he may live on to an incredibly old age.
Then I suppose I'll have to burn that bridge when I get to it.
Ah, there you are, Aunt Rose. Have you been waiting long?
No.
Were you able to see Velma at the commencement exercises?
Yes.
She looks stunning. Don't you agree?
I agree.
Why do you disapprove of me?
The fact that you would have to ask such a question would indicate that you couldn't possibly understand my answer.
Well, why not answer anyhow?
Well, first and foremost, this dramatic disparity in your ages.
Why should it bother you?
Because Velma is being cheated out of a young and vigorous husband.
Evidently, that doesn't bother Velma.
It will. Why do you suppose she wants to marry you?
For my money. You're shocked. Why?
I never heard of anything so cold-blooded, so practical.
If money is so important to her, why shouldn't she marry for it? She loves me. She loves me for the security I can give her.
Why do you want to marry Velma?
Well, because I love her. No. You must let me finish. I love her for the beauty and the freshness she brings into my life.
Oh, it goes against all logic, all reason. I don't know what you did. Perhaps centuries ago it might have been called witchcraft.
Such a statement is beneath you, Aunt Rose.
Well, I cannot explain it any other way.
Only ignorant people explain away what they can't understand by witchcraft. Not everyone has your values, your attitude, your perspective on life.
You're a clever man, a convincing man. But I can't be had. I insist. You must have cast a spell over Velma.
How can you be sure Velma hasn't cast a spell over me?
Well, I can't be sure of anything anymore.
Aunt Rose, Robert. Oh, there was such a crowd. Sorry I kept you waiting. No, I'm not. I wanted you to get to know each other. Aunt Rose, isn't he just marvelous? Tell me, Aunt Rose, what do you say now?
Bless you, my children.
Well, there's a marriage for you. But maybe it's not so outrageous after all. At least the principals are being honest with each other. Or do they only think they're being honest? Let's review the bidding. He wants her to be fresh and bright and beautiful. She wants him to live no longer than, say, 5 more years. And I want you to wait just a few moments. And then I shall return with Act 2. What is the best basis for a marriage? The question has intrigued the sages since the original introduction of men and women. It would appear, however, that the best basis is the one that works best for the individuals concerned. You have already met Professor and Mrs. Hastings, Velma and Robert. May and December. Since each had what the other wanted, shouldn't they be able to look forward to a successful marriage? It all goes back to what I said at the very beginning. What do you mean by success? Well, here's Aunt Rose to bring us up to date.
And so they were married. And they left immediately on a combined honeymoon and field trip to study the customs of a remote tribe in the Amazon. At first, Velma wrote often. But a year went by, then 2, 3, 4, even 5. And her letters became more and more infrequent, and less informative. And then, for a while, I didn't hear from her at all. And then one day, I received a strange, frightening letter from Brazil.
Dearest Aunt Rose, save me. Please save me. You must save me. Perhaps it is my fault, but I don't want to die. No, I must be calm. I will tell you everything, even the part that makes me look bad. You're my only hope. You must save me. You were right. Oh, how right. It's 5 years. I've been married 5 years. I can't stand it any longer. I can't. What are they banging on those things for?
It's a very interesting ceremony, my dear.
I'm sure.
It's called the Test of the Bitter Water.
Sounds fascinating.
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Damn it, I said I was all right. You want me to write it down and get it notarized?
Obviously, something is the matter.
Why can't we go home?
My work is here.
Why can't I go home?
Home is wherever our work takes us.
It's your work. Why do I have to be here?
Because a wife's place is with a husband. Now, come on, we'll be late for the ceremony. Chief Araya will be insulted if we don't attend.
Please convey my regrets. I have a headache.
My dear, we are the honored guests. It would be an insult, and I need the chief's goodwill.
That's too bad.
I'm afraid it is. If I tell him you have a headache, he'll send his favorite medicine man to cure you. And that might be quite painful.
And so I went with Robert. I had no desire to be sewn into a pigskin and smoked for hours to drive the evil spirits from my head. The entire tribe, hundreds of men and women, were gathered about a rock, from which there flowed a spring of sparkling water. All eyes were on a woman who stood alone near the spring, a woman who seemed transfixed by terror. Finally, the drums increased in intensity, and Chief Araya himself, a tall, imposing man with steel blue eyes and stark white hair, stepped forward.
Let the drums be silent.
What is he going to do?
He's going to make her drink some spring water from that silver cup.
Why is she so frightened?
Well, she's afraid the water will kill her.
Is it poison?
No, I drank it myself.
Well, then why is she...
She's been accused of infidelity. To prove her innocence, she must drink from the spring. If she is guilty, the water will kill her.
But if it's not poison, how can it kill her?
Well, that's what these people have believed for hundreds of years. If she's guilty, she'll die. I've seen it happen.
But how can it happen?
That's what we're here to study.
Well, suppose she refuses to drink.
That's an admission of guilt. She'd be stoned to death.
Marva, daughter of Reina, wife of Corey, step forward. I accuse you of infidelity. I accuse you of disgracing your family, shaming your husband, and soiling the honor of this tribe. Do I speak truly?
No, I...
Shall you then submit to the test of the bitter water? Will you drink the bitter water?
Please believe me.
Why do you avoid the test? The water is pure. See, I drink. See, my wife drinks. See, your own mother drinks. The water is pure, but only for the pure of heart. What have you to fear if you are a virtuous woman?
I'm innocent. Innocent. I swear to you, I am innocent.
Then drink. Take the cup. Take it in your own 2 hands. Raise it to your lips. Drink. And now the gods will judge you. Drain the cup. Now, throw the empty cup to the ground. Immortal gods, what is your judgment? The gods have spoken.
Is she dead?
There's no doubt about it. She's dead.
What do you mean I can't wear pants?
I didn't say you can't.
Well, what did you say?
I only said Chief Araya thinks that they're immodest.
Immodest? Why, the women in his tribe run around practically naked.
It's remarkable how modesty is culturally determined. In our civilization, a woman is immodest if she exposes her body. And here a woman is immodest if she conceals it.
This Chief Araya of yours is becoming a pet peeve of mine.
Well, he's a stern moralist, almost in the mold of an Old Testament prophet. Now, how would you like to drive the Jeep to Porto Sao Diego?
What for?
The Institute is sending me an assistant.
Oh, really?
A highly qualified scientist and an erudite scholar.
Well, that killed it.
Would you pick him up and bring him back here?
I don't know, Aunt Rose. Tell me, does life get its ideas from the movies? Because he's tall and he's good looking. And he's not old. He's young. And he's everything I've been missing and longing for in a man. Everything I thought was unimportant. How can I describe it? We're tuned in. We like so many of the same things. We can talk so easily. We like to dance. You understand, don't you? And he was even honorable. Notice I said was. Oh, isn't it a glorious night?
Tell me, Dennis, have you read the Stevenson-Halley analysis of the South American Indian languages?
Oh, yes, sir.
Do you agree?
Well, I think their premise is correct, but it sheds no new light.
If you boys are going to talk shop again, I think I'll turn in.
But, my dear, you haven't finished your dinner.
You can't go to bed yet, Velma. We have to have our dance. Professor, do you mind if I ask your wife to...
Dennis, Velma, I would rather you two didn't do any more dancing.
Now what's the matter?
Well, it seems that this kind of thing is shocking to the natives.
You can't be serious.
Chief Araya spoke to me about it. Dennis, you understand.
Yes, I think I do, sir. These natives are remarkably straight-laced people.
You know, it's odd. Our culture sees the savage as free and unfettered. Actually, they're the prisoners of so many taboos.
So am I. Everything wrong that happens from here on is my fault. All my fault. I admit it. We were walking in the forest, and suddenly...
Don't move. It's all right now. Just a snake.
Just a snake.
No, he wasn't going to bother you, but you disturbed him. I'm sorry I had to shoot him.
Sorry? Why, the murderous thing.
We do enough to destroy the balance of nature as it is.
What did you say?
The balance of nature, it means that
I know what it means. In my own way, I've destroyed a certain balance of nature.
You have? How?
And in destroying it, I'm also being destroyed. Slowly.
Are you... something the matter?
Hold me. Please hold me.
About,
Closer.
Velma, we shouldn't.
We should.
But this isn't right.
Don't you want to?
Yes. I want to. But
Then don't talk. Oh, Dennis.
I love you, Velma.
Oh, how I love you, Dennis.
Well, then, let's tell Robert.
Tell Robert? Are you mad?
It's the honest and honorable thing to do.
No.
Then you can get a divorce.
What are you saying?
You must divorce Robert.
Why?
Well, for 100 reasons. 1, you don't love him. 2, you love me.
Let's wait.
For what?
For Robert to die.
Velma.
How much longer can he live?
Velma, I can't believe you're saying this.
Kiss me.
No, it's not right.
Don't you want to love me?
Yes. But as my wife, marry me.
How much money do you make?
What kind of question is that?
A very important question.
Well, I have a research grant for the next 36 months.
How much does it pay?
$8,800 a year.
You can't be serious.
Well, why is money so important? We won't starve.
Robert has money. He has over $2 million. Think of it. $2 million.
Oh, well, who cares?
I care. It's all going to be mine when he dies. Do you want me to throw away $2 million?
What does it matter as long as you have love in the house?
It matters. It matters. He can't live forever. Oh, kiss me.
But we...
Don't talk. You talk too much. Darling, you're not eating.
I'm not hungry.
You want to go for a walk?
Well, we can't go for a walk now. The whole camp will know.
Oh, what's the difference? Robert's asleep. I think he's not well. Maybe we'll be free sooner than we think.
I can't believe we're having this conversation. Robert is the best friend I have in all the world. He taught me everything I know. And how do I thank him? I betray him.
That's an old-fashioned word, darling.
Its meaning never changes. Let's tell Robert now.
I can't. I won't.
Then I will.
I'll swear to him it's a lie. I'll swear you wanted to seduce me, and because I refused, you're trying to...
Do you know, I think you would. And for you, I betrayed my best friend. I even betrayed myself.
Dennis, don't look at me like that. No, Dennis. Please, no.
Why do young girls like Velma get themselves into these situations? An extensive literature on the subject of May and December marriages exists. Indeed, a great deal has even been said on the subject on many of our own little tales here. However, the most succinct statement was uttered by Mr. Benjamin Franklin, who observed that where you have marriage without love, you will soon have love without marriage. I'll be back shortly with Act 3. Velma Straight, against the advice of her Aunt Rose, has married a man many years her senior. And way back in Act 1, practically all of you were predicting what was bound to happen. Well, why shouldn't it have happened? It's what usually happens in life, isn't it? The ancient Greeks called this kind of thing fate, and it happens to more people than you would think.
Yes. I betrayed myself. Do you hear, Velma? I betrayed myself.
Dennis, Robert, he will hear you.
Oh, yes, Robert. Robert mustn't know. I don't feel well.
Yes, Dennis, you don't look well. Maybe you better go back to your tent.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Do you want me to walk with you?
No. There are things I have to think about.
Think, Dennis. Think about us.
Oh, yes. I am thinking about us.
Everything will be all right soon.
Yes. Soon. Everything will be just fine. Good night, Velma.
Velma?
Oh, did I wake you?
No, I've been lying here thinking. Did you and Dennis talk about anything interesting at dinner?
Oh, not particularly.
He's quite depressed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a job to head a research foundation, very prestigious, well-paying, and he put in for it.
I didn't know that.
I was amazed. I didn't think money and prestige were that important to him. He was always happy just working in the field, or so I thought. But evidently it wasn't enough for him.
The job? What about the job?
He got a letter this morning. The job's been filled.
Oh. What was that?
That was a shot.
Yes, Aunt Rose, it was a shot. And it came from Dennis's tent. Something said to me, don't go in there. Don't go in there. But Robert went in, and after a while he came out.
He's dead.
But
I suppose the rejection by the foundation was a little too much.
oh, it's horrible.
I'll have to report this to the authorities. I'd hate to say it was a suicide, but...
Maybe it wasn't.
My dear, I know you liked him as I did, and you want to protect his name, but... well, it's obvious.
You must come down here, Aunt Rose. You must. I have no one else in the world. Only you can save my life. Help me now. I'm enclosing money for an airline ticket. You take the plane to the city of Brasilia, and then a bus to Sao Diego at the edge of the jungle, and I'll meet you there with the jeep. You must come before the 25th of the month. Please, before the 25th, because here's what's happened. The day after we buried poor Dennis, that horrible Chief Araya walked into the camp.
Friend Robert?
Chief Araya, sit. Join us for some refreshment.
I am not permitted to eat and drink at your table.
Is there a spirit here?
An evil spirit.
Powerful?
A spirit of death.
In whose body?
Hers.
My wife?
I make the accusation.
Of what?
The most disgraceful of all crimes. Adultery.
How dare you?
Please, my dear.
Please, my dear. This filthy, disgusting, heathen savage dares to slander me, and you say, please, my dear.
Now, Chief, who makes this charge?
I, Araya, chief of all the forest country, make the charge. It is my duty.
What right do you have?
It is my right. My duty. You live in my country. You live by my law. Friend Robert, I have come in peace.
Go in peace.
I live in peace.
What is this? What right does he have to accuse me
my
of...
poor darling. The way you dress to him it suggested a wanton woman.
But
And the fact that you danced with Dennis means to him that...
There was never anything between Dennis and me. It's untrue.
We're not talking about absolute truth. We're talking about the truth as he perceives it. And this means...
What?
It means you'll have to take the test of the bitter water.
And if I refuse, shall I be stoned to death?
Darling, if you refuse, I shall lose the friendship of the chief.
Isn't that too bad?
Drink the water, and once and for all, you'll prove to the chief that you are a virtuous woman.
I refuse.
Come on, darling, what could happen to you?
I won't, do you hear me?
But why? What could happen to you? What are you afraid of?
Well, what are you afraid of, my dear?
I don't know, Aunt Rose. Oh, I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, it's such beautiful country.
It isn't. It's hot and humid, and there are flies and mosquitoes and bugs and snakes.
Now, dear, pull yourself together.
I don't know what to do.
Well, if the water isn't poisoned, drink it. What can happen?
I'm just scared.
Well, then don't drink it.
Well, then Robert loses all the years and effort he's invested in this tribe.
Velma, if you are terrified by the prospect of that test, then regardless of the cost, don't take it.
And if I don't, then Robert will surely divorce me.
Well, that might be best for you both.
Oh, no, not now. Not after these 5 wretched years. I never knew how miserable a woman could be.
I may have tried to tell you that a long time ago.
I know, you were right. You were always right. But that doesn't help me now. Robert's visibly fading. He can't live much longer. He has $2 million.
Velma, you must forget about the money.
How can I forget? That's all I've lived for. It's my money, and I won't give it up.
Well, darling, it seems your choices are obvious. Drink the water or lose the money.
There must be another way.
You did have an affair with Dennis?
Yes.
Well, turn the Jeep around and come with me.
No. It's a crazy superstition of savages. I won't give up a fortune. I'll drink that water and spit in his eye.
All right, then. You've decided. Thank you for seeing me, Chief Araya.
You come in peace?
Oh, yes, certainly.
How may I serve you? You are a fine woman. Fine-looking woman.
Thank you. My niece, Robert's wife. This test. It is to be tomorrow evening?
Yes.
Oh, it's very upsetting to her.
Why? What is there to fear? She is innocent.
Chief, she is not as strong as the women in your tribe. She comes from another world. You are a man of wisdom. You understand another world where customs are different.
A world where women may commit adultery? No. Even your world says no. Even missionaries from your world say your God says no.
But she is very upset.
Why? If she is innocent, what is there to fear? Let the drums be silent. Velma, wife of Robert, I accuse you of infidelity. Do I speak truly?
Answer him.
No.
Shall you then submit to the test of the bitter water?
Yes.
Here, I have filled the cup from the spring. Take it. Drink.
Aunt Rose.
One moment. Chief, may I drink from that cup first?
Anyone who chooses may drink from the cup.
All right. Well, nothing seems to have happened to me. Here, Velma, the water's okay.
Aunt Rose, I don't know what to do.
Velma, I have gone as far as I can. I've proved the water isn't poisoned. Now, dear, you must decide.
What am I, some stupid native woman? Why am I afraid? Hand me that cup.
Take the cup in your two hands. Raise it to your lips. Drink. Now the immortal gods are judging you. Throw the empty cup to the ground.
Aunt Rosa.
Velma, child, you're all right. You're all right.
Aunt Rosa. I see Dennis. He's pointing that gun at me. He wants to kill me, too. He wants to take me with him. No, I don't want to die. Stop him. He wants to kill me.
No, she isn't.
She is dead.
Oh, she can't be.
She is dead. The immortal gods have spoken.
How do these things happen? We do know that people die of fright, of remorse, of all the unknown ways that silently attack the mind. Robert died a week later. The shock was obviously too great for him as well. Velma was wrong. Robert didn't have 2 million. He had 5. And all of it went to a research foundation, which is where all of it, except for a small bequest to her, would have gone anyhow. On the other hand, everything we have, we give to you, as I shall explain when I return in a few moments. The question that faced us in the beginning still confronts us here at the end. What is success? According to the poetic Mr. Thomas Gray, all that beauty and all that wealth ever gave awaits alike the inevitable hour. The paths of glory lead but to the grave. If this is true, then the only really successful creatures in this world are the worms. But if we cannot guarantee you success, we can promise you enjoyment if you tune us in 7 times each week. Our cast included Jennifer Harmon, Arnold Moss, Joan Shea, and Robert Dryden. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
And now, Mystery Theater.
Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. This time I bring you not a horror story, not a mystery story, but a story that aficionados classify as the perfect crime. In other words, you see what our police friends call the perpetrator plan and execute what appears to be a perfect crime, one for which he will never be brought to book. And then you are kept in suspense, wondering or trying to figure out for yourself what little mistake he will make or has made that will nail him. Consider the case of Jennifer Palmer and her husband Nick, who framed her with murder.
But, Lieutenant, Jennifer couldn't have murdered Alexis Lauren. Jen simply isn't capable of murder.
Mr. Chatterton, we're all capable of murder. Or so the head doctors say, anyhow.
Jennifer didn't murder...
Her prints are on the gun. She admits she was on the scene when Alexis Lauren was killed. Her motivation is strong and clear. Jealousy. I'm sorry, Mr. Chatterton, but it's a bad scenario for Jennifer Palmer. Real bad.
Our mystery drama, Frame Up, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by George Lothar and stars Mercedes McCambridge. Lounging in this big, comfortable leather chair of mine, I sometimes get to speculating on whether I could try anyhow, to commit the perfect crime. It must require a great deal of nerve and the conviction, I suppose, that one is a highly superior human being, vanity of one's self, contempt of others. These would surely be two characteristics of whoever planned a perfect crime. Nick Palmer possessed both in abundance, but they were carefully concealed most of the time under a veneer of charm. Unhappily, so far as Jennifer, his wife, was concerned, that veneer had cracked long ago.
Divorce. That's precisely the word I used, Nick. Divorce.
But, Jen, dear, on what grounds would you divorce me?
In the 4 years of our marriage, you have been unfaithful at least 4 times.
You can't prove that.
And using the power of attorney I gave you, you mishandled my money.
You can't prove that either.
Well, luckily, I don't have to prove that. I had only to revoke the power of attorney, which I did this morning.
Oh, dear, I don't like that. No, I don't like that at all.
I didn't expect you would.
I don't much like the idea of divorce either. It's bad for my practice.
What practice? You haven't bothered to take on a law case in more than a year.
Well, that's true. I don't believe in working if you don't have to.
And, of course, misusing my money, you haven't had to.
Look, let me ask you a couple of questions, do you mind?
Go ahead.
Have I in any way tried to interfere with your personal wishes, in any way as a husband tried to keep you from whatever you might have wanted?
Such as?
Well, you know how I feel about Sheila and the expense of keeping her at the Lawrence School.
If you'd tried to get me to take her out of the Lawrence School, you'd have failed, and you know it. Sheila is my daughter, not yours. And she is also a special child.
Special?
Yes. A special child who needs the special treatment she gets at the Lawrence School.
All right, we won't go into all that again. Have I ever asked you to give up those so-called art lessons of yours?
So-called? What are you talking about?
Well, you've been going to Chatterton's studio twice a week for nearly 2 years.
And what of it? What's wrong in having a hobby?
Oh, is that all Chatterton is to you? A hobby?
Chatterton is an old friend, and I'm very fond of him.
But that's all.
Well, now, I don't like to strip you of your security blanket, my darling. But you leave me no option.
What are you getting at?
Just this, Jen. Unless you agree to leave things as they are, I'm afraid I shall have to take measures to stop you.
Well, there's nothing you can do to stop me.
Oh, yes, there really is. I could put you behind bars for murder.
You what?
Frame you.
Frame me? With murder? Are you crazy?
Frame you with a murder you didn't commit and enjoy.
Oh, you are crazy.
Crazy enough to see you put behind bars for 10 to 20 years at least. More than sufficient time for me to enjoy your money. Huh? Now then, will you drop the divorce and reinstate the power of attorney?
Of course not. And what's more, I want you to pack your bags and get out of this house at once.
Oh, now, Jen, where would I go?
I don't care where you go. All I know is I can't bear being in the same house with you.
Well, in that case, shouldn't you be the one to leave? I like the house, and really, I like you, Jen. I don't mind being with you one little bit.
You... Oh, very well. I'll leave. Anything to be rid of you. Goodbye.
Not goodbye, my darling. Not yet.
Jan? Would you use a warm or cool shadow here under the jawline? Jen?
Huh? Oh, what, Alexis?
Oh, this portrait I'm working on, I'm not sure if I should use a warm or... Jen, are you all right?
Yes, sure, Alexis. Why do you ask?
All through painting class today, your thoughts seem to be elsewhere.
Well, I'd, something on my mind, that's all.
Oh. Well, anything I can help you with?
No, it's, something that I have to work out for myself.
A 10-minute break, everybody. And then I'll have a look at what you've done. Hey, that portrait's coming along fine, Alexis. Wish I could say the same for your still life, Jen.
I wish I could too, Chet.
Oh, well, she just hasn't been with it today.
Yes, I sort of sense that. Alexis, do me a favor, will you?
Oh, you have but to command, Master.
Have everybody arrange their paintings along the wall so I can just walk by and look at them, huh?
Master, I go.
Care to talk about it?
Chet, Nick threatened me this morning.
Threatened you?
To frame me with murder.
Would you run through that again?
To frame me for murder.
You told him about divorcing him then?
And revoking the power of attorney.
And he said he... Well, he must be out of his mind. How could he frame you or anybody for murder?
I don't know. But if anyone can, he can.
Oh, come on now, Jen.
No, I know him better than you do. He's brilliant. He's got a mind that... Honestly, sometimes it scares me.
Well, he doesn't scare me. I'll take care of this little matter in short order.
How, Chad? What can you do?
I can go and see that creep husband of yours and make a few threats of my own. Palmer, Jen's going to get her divorce, and she's already revoked your power of attorney, and that's that. You give her any trouble, and I'll beat the living daylights out of
Look,
you.
I assure you, unless she gives up all thought of divorce and reinstates the power of attorney I've enjoyed, well,
Look,
she's...
you dirt...
You go ahead, hit me. I'd like nothing better. 6-2 against my 5-10. I could sue you for every penny you've got. If you've got anything worth suing for. Or are you just living on hopes?
What do you mean?
Jen's money. Once free of me, if she gets free, the field would be wide open for you, wouldn't it? Why, I could take...
I warned you.
So you did. Yeah. I was foolish not to take your warning. But you know, I think it'll be foolish of you not to take mine. Which is quite simply... stay out of this.
I have no intention of staying out.
A large tube of zinc white, and then, let's see. Oh, a couple of tubes of ultramarine, cerulean, cad red light.
Excuse me. But aren't you Alexis Thorne, is it?
Lorne. Alexis Lorne. I'm afraid I
I'm
don't
Jennifer
know.
Palmer's husband, Nick. You and I met about a year ago?
Oh, at Chatterton's studio, of course. Well, you attended the student art exhibit.
Yeah, that's right. Well, this is a pleasure. Jen asked me to pick up some paints for her, and I run into you. My lucky day.
Oh, how nice of you.
No. It's always a pleasure to meet a pretty girl again. Tell me, Miss Lorne, is your hobby still portrait painting?
Oh, well, you remembered. Yes, it is.
Well, the thought crossed my mind when I saw your work at the exhibit. Look, wouldn't it be a nice idea to give Jen a portrait of me on some occasion or other, a birthday, anniversary, you know, and running into you accidentally like this? Look here. How would you like to do a portrait of me?
Me?
Yes, you see, we have a 5th wedding anniversary coming up in a month, and I'd like nothing better than to give Jen a portrait of myself.
Oh, but I'm only an amateur, Mr. Palmer.
What's that got to do with it? I'm sure Jen would be doubly pleased if the portrait were painted by you.
Well, yes, she might.
Well, what do you say, then?
Well, all right, I'll do it.
Good, that's swell. Oh, not a word to Jen, of course.
Oh, of course not.
Could we begin tonight, do you think, in my study at home?
Your study? But if I come to your house and she sees
she
me...
won't. She's going to the Lawrence School tonight to see her daughter, Sheila.
Oh, yes. Poor little thing.
So if you could come along, say, about 8:30?
Yes, I can and I will. And thanks ever so much, Mr. Palmer. I don't mind telling you that this is my first commission.
And hopefully not your last. Hopefully. Jen, don't say no. I beg you, don't. Our whole marriage depends on it.
What marriage, Nick?
Jen, give me this one more chance, and I promise I'll make everything up to you. I'll spend my life making it up to you.
Nick, I have no intention of giving you power of attorney
I don't want that. That's what I'm trying to tell you, why I want to talk with you. I realize what a mess I made of things, and I'd like the chance, just one chance, to make amends.
Well...
You'll come, I know you will. 9 tonight, please.
All right, Nick. I'll see you at 9.
Jen, I can't tell you how grateful I am.
Turn just a little more to the left, huh? Toward the light of the lamp?
Like so?
Oh, perfect. The other way, you see, we get a light effect where one side of the face is totally in shadow. We don't want that. Hey, that sounded like a car. A car in your driveway.
Yes, it is. Matter of fact, it's, Jen.
Jen? Your wife?
You know any other Jen?
What is this? Are you playing some kind of game? You don't want your portrait to... That's what you just took from the drawer. It's a gun.
Yes, I'm, sorry to dash your hopes, Alexis.
Dash my hopes?
Remember you told me this was your first commission, and I said hopefully it wouldn't be your last? Sorry, dear, it is.
Oh!
Jen, come in, dearest, come in. You're right on time.
So Jennifer Palmer walks into a trap, and the trap is sprung. Nick promised her he'd frame her with a murder, and from where I sit, he's well on his way to keeping that promise. I'll return shortly for Act 2. Well, now, we've been discussing the perfect crime. And we have seen Nick Palmer take the first step toward the accomplishment of his perfect crime by inviting Alexis Lorne to paint his portrait, and then in cold blood shooting her dead as his estranged wife Jennifer rings the front door buzzer. But frankly, I don't get it, do you? I mean, quite obviously he plans to frame Jennifer for the murder of Alexis, but exactly how will he do that?
All right, Nick. Say what you have to say.
Oh, come on, Jen. Sit down. Let's have a drink.
No! Just tell me what you have to say, and I'll go.
Okay. Jen, I'm sorry I made you such a rotten husband. I'm sorry about playing around, about squandering your money, the whole bit. I'm sorry I made no effort to be more of a father to Sheila.
Well, she's not your daughter.
Even so, I know what she means to you.
Oh, please. If all you're trying to say is that you want another chance, my answer is no.
Well, everyone deserves a second chance.
Yes, but this would be about the 20th for you, Nick. Good night.
I can't live without you.
You can scarcely expect me to believe
No, it's
that.
the truth. I don't want to live without you. Refuse me one more chance and you might as well kill me.
Oh, I think you'll survive.
Now, let me show you I mean what I say.
Nick, are you mad? Or will you put that gun down?
Oh, no, I've got it pointed straight at my head, Jen. Now, tell me that you'll return to me, or I swear I'll pull this trigger.
Nick!
Say it. Say you'll take me back.
Nick, I can't lie to you. Now, give me that gun.
No, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself. Kill.
No, you're not. Now, give me the gun. That's better.
I'm everything you say I am, Jen. I haven't even got the guts to shoot myself.
Well, let's both be glad that you haven't. Even so, I'll keep this gun. Just in case.
You took the gun away from him just like that? Pretty damn cool of you, Jen.
No, not at all, Chad. Nick had forgotten that he pulled this little scene once before. Only I fell for it that time. I wasn't falling for it again. He had no intention of killing himself, and I knew it.
And why did you keep the gun?
Well, just to play it safe, I guess, because you never know. You know, you really never know.
That's true enough. Well, this is a great pleasure, you dropping by like this.
I had to tell somebody.
Sure you did. Oh, well, this is my night for unexpected visitors. Well, all right, I'm coming. Yes?
I'm Detective Rice, police. My partner, Jim Andrews.
Detectives?
You're Jennifer Palmer?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Mrs. Palmer. I hereby arrest you on suspicion of murder.
Suspicion of...
It's my duty to tell you that it's your right to refuse
Now,
to...
wait a minute. What in the world
You
are you...
better stay out of this, bud. One thing more, Mrs. Palmer. Anything you say can be used in evidence against you. Okay, let's go.
Yes, of course. But murder...
Just a minute. Will you open your bag, please?
It's my handbag, yes. Sure.
This the gun you used?
The gun Oh, no. No!
Never mind, just come along. No. No, I'll keep the handbag. Right in here, Mrs. Palmer. This is her, Lieutenant.
Oh. Sit down, Mrs. Palmer.
We found the gun, .25 automatic, in a handbag. I sent it on to the lab for tests.
Okay, thanks. Now, you want a cup of coffee?
Oh, no, thank you, ma'am.
Lieutenant.
Oh.
Detective Lieutenant McCluskey.
Lieutenant. I really don't know what this is all about.
And you've been arrested on suspicion of murder. Rice must have told you that.
Oh, yes, but...
Well, you murdered somebody or not?
Of course not.
You didn't, huh?
Of course not.
You know anybody named Lorne? Alexis Lorne?
Alexis, yes. Yes, she's in a painting class I attend at the Chatterton studio.
Not anymore, Mrs. Palmer.
What?
She's dead.
Alexis is dead? Yeah, and that's why you're here, on suspicion of killing her. Are you sure you don't want that coffee?
Oh, yes, I will, thank you. Well, why would I kill Alexis Lorne?
You tell me. Oh, here.
Thank you.
I guess maybe I better tell you. About 2 hours ago, 9:25 to be exact, we got a call from your husband, Nicholas Palmer, from your home. He said a murder had been committed. We get there, we find this girl, Alexis Lorne, has been murdered. Shot to death.
So, what has that to do with me?
You care to tell it now, or you want me to tell it?
You.
Drink your coffee. Your husband says that this Alexis is painting his portrait in the den room. He says his hair gets all mussed up. He doesn't know how, but we figure we know. And he goes upstairs to brush it. He hears shots. He comes running downstairs. And Alexis is dead on the floor. Then he hears a car start up in the driveway. He runs to the window and looks out, and he sees you drive away in your car.
Well, how could he tell that it was me? I mean, after all, it was night.
But a full moon. The moon at 9:20 thereabouts was full and bright. He recognized the blue sedan you drive. Also that maroon coat you're wearing.
I don't remember the moonlight, but then my mind was on other things.
Then you were there?
Oh, yes.
At that time?
I guess so, yes.
In other words, you found out he was fooling around with this Alexis and...
No, I didn't find out anything.
Then what'd you go there for?
Oh, I wish I knew.
Huh?
Well, I hate him, really, but I feel sorry for him, too, and he phoned me and he said, please, come over and let's talk things over, and so I went. But you wouldn't understand any of that.
I'm a woman. I've been in love. Why wouldn't I understand? Here, have another cup.
No, thank you.
Is that bad?
No.
Now, tell me more about him asking you to come there.
Well, I don't see what that...
And what happened after you got there?
I don't see what that has to do with Alexis being dead, being killed. I mean, why Nick phoned and why I went there and what happened after I got there.
Well, don't ask. Just tell.
Oh, Chad.
Oh, how you doing, Jen?
Oh, well, I'm doing.
Oh, Jen.
Chad.
I didn't know what to bring. Candies out, figure. And flowers, funereal, so I brought this.
Oh, it's sketch pad and drawing pencils. Thank you, Chad.
Oh, it keeps you occupied. I ran over to Lawrence School, saw Sheila.
Chad?
Oh, she's fine. Nothing to worry about. How are you?
I'm awful.
Sure, but listen. You've got a friend.
You.
Me? Oh, I'm more than a friend, you know that. Anyhow, I could be if you ever let me. McCloskey.
Lieutenant McCloskey?
I asked to see her, and she said okay. She believes your story, but the evidence is against you. 100%.
He framed me. He said he'd do it, and he did it. The way I see it is that he shot Alexis to death, timing it at the moment that I arrived. And then a little later he went into that act about shooting himself, knowing that I'd take the gun out of his hand so that my fingerprints are on the gun. And the whole rotten mess about my divorcing him for infidelity and the mishandling of money. Chet, what about the money? I mean, I'm thinking about Sheila. The money...
He's tied it up. Somehow, don't ask me. It's legal mumbo-jumbo, things I don't understand. Like, you could have been free on $100,000 bail, but he blocked that, said you were unfit and so on.
Unfit?
Yeah, well, I guess I shouldn't have said that.
What do you mean, unfit?
Well,
that sounds like something to do with Sheila. Well, is it? Chad?
Listen now.
I'm listening, for heaven's sake, Chad, please.
All right. He's moving already. He's moving to get control of your money, of Sheila, of everything.
But he can't do that. Do you think he can?
Well, you might as well know he can and he is.
But how?
He's still your husband with certain legal rights, I guess. And a brilliant lawyer. Jen, I don't understand these things. It takes a set of mental muscles I never had, but he can do it, and he's doing it, and there's only one out for you.
For me and Sheila, you mean?
Sheila?
Yes, it's the money he's after. That's all he's ever been after. That's all he's ever wanted. And if I'm convicted, it will mean the death of Sheila. He'll take her out of the Lawrence School, and he'll put her away somewhere.
No, he wouldn't do that. We'll never let him do that.
How can we stop him? How?
McCluskey, she says it's a matter of his word against yours.
Plus the evidence against me.
Well, yes, that too.
Yes, that too. There are the prints, my prints on the gun. And the fact that I was divorcing him for playing around. His story that he was playing around with Alexis and that I heard about it and blew my stack. And I was there. And the coroner says she died approximately at the time I was there. Oh, Chad, he's framed me. He's framed me good.
Unless we can prove he's lying. Something bugs me about his story.
Huh?
There's something that doesn't make sense, doesn't hang right.
What?
Oh, I don't know. If I knew, you wouldn't be sitting in this cell awaiting trial. But there's something I'm looking straight at it and I can't see it. But it's there. I know it's there. And if I can find it, see it, he'll be behind bars and you'll be free.
And if you can't find it, Sheila's life and all the treatment that would have made her well again and all the future that lay before her until now, that will be all gone. Why do you look at me like that?
All you want is what's best for Sheila. And all I want is what's best for you. That's because you love your daughter more than anything else in the world, and I...
And you?
Love you more than anything else in the world.
Huh?
Oh, well, whatever it is I'm looking at and can't see, whatever's staring me in the face that I can't find, I better see it. I better find it.
Come now, what could be staring Chat Chatterton in the face? What vital clue he can't see? If it's staring him in the face, it's staring us in the face, too. And I don't see a thing. Do you? I'll be back shortly with Act 3. Framed into a charge of murder by her husband, a murder he committed, Jennifer Palmer, if found guilty, faces a sentence of anywhere from 20 years to life. But if the thought of spending years in prison for a crime she didn't commit is torment to Jen, the prospect of what lies ahead for her young daughter Sheila is agony. For Sheila, a special child, needs constant professional care and treatment. Care and treatment that will surely be withdrawn if Nick Palmer gains custody. Now, as witness for the prosecution, Nick takes the stand in the trial of the state versus Jennifer Palmer.
Now, Mr. Palmer, I show you this gun. You ever seen it before?
Well, yes, that's a 25 caliber automatic we kept in a desk drawer at home. You know, in case of need, self-defense.
I see. Now, on the night Miss Lorne, Alexis Lorne, was shot to death with this gun, she was painting your portrait?
Yes.
Would you tell this court how it was that she came to be painting your portrait in your study at 9 o'clock at night?
Well, I wanted to give the portrait to my wife as an anniversary gift. I wanted it to be a surprise, and so the sittings had to be held when she wasn't at home. And that night she'd gone... Well, she said she'd gone to the Lawrence school to visit her daughter, Sheila.
That's a lie! I left him. No, I was going to sue him for divorce. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
I'll proceed, Your Honor. You and Miss Lorne were alone in the house then at 9 that night.
Yes. Let's see, I remember my hair had gotten a bit rumpled, and I went up to my bedroom to brush it.
Let me interrupt. How did your hair become rumpled? Messed up?
I beg your pardon?
I'm sure you heard my question.
Oh, well, it just got a little mussed up, that's all.
It hadn't got that way because of, shall we say, something that had gone on between you and, Miss Lorne?
Well, I don't know what you're getting at.
What I'm getting at, Mr. Palmer, is this. The state contends that your wife killed Miss Lorne out of jealousy. And what I'm getting at is that she had grounds for jealousy.
All right, if you mean was I fooling around with Alexis...
That's exactly what I mean.
Well, yes, I was.
Thank you. Now, you are in your bedroom brushing your hair.
Yes, and I hear these gunshots, 3 of them. I come running downstairs and I find Alexis dead, sprawled on the floor of my study. Then I heard a car start out in the driveway, so I ran to the window and I saw my wife Jennifer taking off fast in her car. I rushed to the phone, I called the police, and... well, that's all.
How far would you say the driveway is from the window you went to?
Oh, not more than 100 feet.
Circular driveway, I believe?
Yes, that's right.
Now, you are positive it was your wife's car you saw and that the person driving it was your wife?
Positive.
Since it was 9 o'clock at night, Mr. Palmer, night, how can you be so positive?
Oh, you see, the moon was at its fullest, its brightest. It was practically daylight.
So then you recognized your wife's car?
Oh, yes, it was her car, all right. Dark blue, 2-door sedan, and she was driving. I saw her clearly.
You saw her face clearly?
Well, no, not her face, but she was wearing a coat, a dark maroon coat that I'd recognize anywhere.
But then you cannot really swear it was your wife driving that car?
I don't know who else would be driving her car and wearing her coat, do you?
No, I don't. Thank you. No further questions. Your witness.
No, they can't. They can't do this. I've got to see Sheila.
Now, Jen,
I've got to
Jen,
before they
come on
send
now,
me
try
away.
To quiet down. Take it easy.
What is going to happen to Sheila when I'm not here anymore to see that she's properly cared for? You know what Nick's going to do just as soon as he can do it. He'll take her out of the Lawrence school, and he'll throw her into some 2nd or 3rd-rate place. He'll leave her there to rot. Please, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
Case of hysterics.
Lieutenant McCluskey.
I heard Mrs. Palmer's leaving for upstate tomorrow. I thought I'd just drop by, wish her good luck.
Nice of you.
How would you like to buy me a cup of coffee? Later.
Huh? Well, sure.
Yeah, meet you outside then in 5-10 minutes. Oh, hey, come on now, Mrs. Palmer. Come on, let's sit up, huh? And dry the tears. Look, you don't want to go to pieces. There's always hope. Even when things look the worst, there's hope. Now, look, tomorrow they'll be taking you up to women's prison.
I can't bear the thought of it.
You can, because you've got to. Now, Captain Greenberg up there, she's an old pal of mine. I've talked to her about you. She's going to do all she can to make things comfortable for you. Long as you keep your nose clean, you understand?
Yes, I do.
Now, you do as you're told when you're told to do it. And no hysterics or making scenes or like that. Okay?
Okay, I'll try.
You'll do it.
How will I get to see my daughter when I'm up there? All those years, oh my God. All those years without me. What will she do? Please, I've got to see her on a regular basis somehow.
And it's got to be arranged so that I can check on her and know that she's all right. Could that be arranged? Could it?
Through proper channels. The warden's office. But you believe me now. Everything that can be done will be done. Lieutenant McCluskey. Of course. Send him in. Oh, don't tell me, Chad. From the look on your face, it's clear you've just come from seeing Jen in women's prison.
From seeing her in the infirmary in women's prison. Mac, I think she's dying.
Oh, come on.
I mean it. Not seeing Sheila all these months. Nick refusing to bring her to the prison, refusing to let anybody else take her, and now learning that the kid's been placed in a, well, you know, the kind of institution.
I'm afraid I do. But how did she learn about that?
He wrote and told her, the dirty creep.
Oh.
Nick wants to kill her, and he's succeeding. You should have seen her.
I saw her last week. Well, Chad, I wish there was something I could do, something somebody could do. But there isn't. It was her story against his, but unfortunately for her, all the evidence was against her, even to the moonlight.
Moonlight?
Oh, it being a bright moonlit night. That didn't just happen, you know. Nick Palmer planned things that way. Planned everything for a night when there would be a full moon.
Yeah. And tricked her into grabbing the gun away from him. Damn, if I could only...
Only what, Chad?
There's something, for months now, it's been gnawing at the back of my mind. Something.
What kind of something?
Something that's wrong with Nick Palmer's story. Something that doesn't fit. It's staring me in the face, yet I can't see it.
Are you sure it isn't just, wishful thinking? I mean, you want to prove Jen's innocent.
I want to save her life, because that's what's at stake now. And no, it isn't wishful thinking. There is something. And by heaven, I'm going to find it. Nick Palmer lied, and whatever the something I'm looking for is, it'll prove he lied. All right, coffee break over, class. Settle down, settle down. Now, we'll return now to our discussion of color, and no questions, please, until I'm finished. Great artists haven't just used colors in their work. They have intimately understood, felt, experienced color. Now, here is a tomato. I hold it up to the sunlight, and we see that its color is red. Or so we mistakenly think. The simple fact of the matter is that the tomato isn't red. The tomato in and of itself has no color at all. It's sunlight that gives it color. Why? Because sunlight, and only sunlight, contains color. The colors of the solar spectrum we can see in a rainbow. What happens is that an object, any object, absorbs all the colors of the spectrum. All the colors in sunlight except one. A tomato absorbs all spectrum colors but red. A banana, all colors but yellow, and so on. In other words, without... Oh, good Lord. There it is. There it is. Lieutenant McCluskey, please, and hurry. Mac, Chatterton. Mac, I can prove Nick Palmer lied. Yes, you heard me. I can prove it. The thing that's been staring me in the face for months and I couldn't see it, well, I see it now. I see it bright and clear.
Oh, now, wait a minute. You barge into my house, Chatterton, along with this Lieutenant McCluskey, and you tell me that you're here to test out my story about what happened that night?
No, first of all, Mr. Palmer, we didn't barge in. We asked to come in. Second of all, unless you've got something to hide, you'll go along with my request.
Hide? Oh, what would I have to hide?
The fact that you lied when you said you recognized your wife's car driving off out of that driveway out there, even noted the color of her coat, when the fact is you couldn't have recognized either.
What are you talking about? It was a bright moonlight night. It was so bright it could have been daylight.
Only it wasn't. It wasn't daylight. And there's a big difference between moonlight and daylight. A very big difference.
Moonlight, daylight, I saw what I saw. I saw Jen's two-door blue sedan and Jen at the wheel. All right, I didn't see her face, just her coat, a dark maroon coat.
You're positive of that?
Well, I swore it under oath, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Now all I'm asking you to do is prove what you said was the truth. If you were telling the truth, you will. If you weren't, you won't. It's up to you, Mr. Palmer.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
Oh, there's a full moon tonight. Come and look. There. You can see the driveway just as you saw it on the night of the murder. Clear and bright as daylight, you said.
Ah, that's right.
And now what I'm going to do, using this little two-way radio of mine, is to order one of my men, Detective Rice, to parade, you might say, a number of cars past you as you stand here in the window. Now, don't concern yourself with the drivers, the colors of their coats, or like that. You just pay special attention to the colors of the cars, okay?
Look, Lieutenant, this is silly.
Okay, Ed. Send the first car through. The color of that car, Mr. Palmer, what is it?
Violet. White.
Next car, Ed. Name that color. Quick.
It's, black.
Next car, Ed. What color?
Well, it's black, too. Oh, wait a minute. It could have been...
Yes?
Well, I don't know.
Next car. Name it.
Green.
Next car. No. Hold up, Ed. I think that's enough.
Well, are you satisfied, Lieutenant?
Satisfied enough to say this, Mr. Palmer. That you lied when you said you recognized your wife's car and the coat she was wearing.
Lied? I don't know what
you said the first car that came around the driveway was white.
All right, it was.
No. It was powder blue. You said the second car was black. But it was a dark blue.
It was what?
The third car was a deep shade of green, but you called it black.
Well, I wasn't sure of that one. I started to change my mind.
Exactly. You started to change your mind. You weren't certain. Because in no case, with no car, could you really say for sure that is its color. Mr. Palmer, you lied when you gave your first statement to the police, and lied under oath when you gave testimony in your wife's trial. There's more than enough evidence here to reopen this case. And what's more, Mr. Palmer, to open an inquiry into exactly why you lied.
Well, it is said, and truly said, that perfection is something aimed at, but seldom achieved. Never achieved, I may venture to say, when it comes to crime. Did I say never? Well, hardly ever. I'll be back shortly. I'm sure you'll want to know that Jen was quickly released from women's prison and is today happily married to Chat Chatterton. Sheila, Jen's daughter, continues at a school for special children, where she is responding very well indeed to treatment and therapy. Our cast included Mercedes McCambridge, Leon Janney, Bryna Rayburn, and Ian Martin. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
And now, Mystery Theater.
Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. We've a story to tell you which will take you back in time to a period when our country was very young and the country from which we separated was centuries old. One reason we are Americans and not Englishmen is that King George III was mad, periodically during his early years on the throne, continuously for the last 11. This 11-year period, known as the Regency, provides us with the background for the story that follows.
And I must confess, Maria, her attitude seemed very odd to me.
It was odd, Doctor. Unless you understand and accept her ability to remove herself from this world.
Remove herself? Oh, I don't know any way that can be done until death does it for us.
But she says it's very like death, but a very happy thing.
It would be pleasant, wouldn't it, to think of death as a happy thing? At least for the one who dies.
But I fancy it is, Doctor. It's those who must live on who suffer, wouldn't you say?
Our mystery drama, The Climbing Boy, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Elspeth Eric and stars Marion Seldes. The regent, who was not to become George IV till the death of his mad father in 1820, was not a wicked man, nor even a malicious one. It was simply that he lived exclusively for his own pleasure, and in so doing set the lifestyle for most Englishmen, at least for those who could afford it. One who could not afford it tells us why.
Had it not been for the deep and abiding affection I bore Lady Emily, I should never have accepted her invitation to spend a fortnight at Feathers. I despised Lord Hollander, and I'm sure he thoroughly reciprocated my feeling. But her invitation carried more, I felt, than a simple desire to enjoy my company. It held a note of desperation. I hope, my dear Maria, you will not be put off by the fact that Lord and Lady Agremont will also be our guests.
It is nothing new for Rodney to bring his mistress into our home. But this time, he's had the audacity to invite her husband as well. You know what a foolish, foppish man Lord Agremont is. To have to sit by and witness Rodney's dalliance with Hester is bad enough. To listen to William's inanities is more than I can endure.
And so it was that I grimly packed my portmanteau and took the coach to Feathers.
Maria, how good of you to come.
Only for you, my dear, would I?
Oh, Maria. Come upstairs, and I'll show you to your room. Just leave your portmanteau. Gibson will bring it up, or somebody will. Come on. Here's your room, right next to mine.
Oh, it's lovely.
Well, it's a bit on the chill side right now. So is the whole house, for that matter. But Rodney's having the chimney swept out this morning, and once that's done, we'll have a great roaring fire going for you.
Oh, that'll be lovely.
Oh, Maria, I know I'm not giving you time to settle in or anything, but I had to talk to you privately. You're the only one I can talk to. You're my only friend, really.
Emily, dear, don't agitate yourself so. Of course you can talk to me.
Well, I haven't even asked you if you're hungry, if you want a cup of tea or anything.
Later. You're trembling. Now, what is it?
Well, of course you know how things are between Rodney and me.
Yes, I have some idea. Not good.
Hester Agremont. She's only the latest in a long line of mistresses he's had. Her husband doesn't seem to care.
And to bring them both into this house.
Only for the weekend. But that it should be this weekend, Maria. It's just a year ago that it happened.
You mean Peter?
That we lost him. Oh, Rodney hasn't approached me since. I haven't wanted him to. Oh, it's not because he's grieving for our son. Oh, no, it's not that. It's because he's become, well, let's say, weary of me. Weary of my spells. He dislikes them intensely.
What spells? You don't have spells.
Oh, yes, I do. Rodney's right about that. My dead spells, he calls them. And that's not at all a poor description either. For I feel very close to death during those spells.
Emily, you can't mean that.
Oh, I do. But it's a happy feeling. Believe me, it is.
But it can't be. What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, it's not a physical death, Maria. During the spells, I'm here all right. I talk, walk, eat, drink, and order the servants about and plan meals. Do all the things I always do. Only part of me isn't here at all.
Well, where is it?
I don't know precisely. But not here.
How long has this been going on?
Since Peter died. Oh, since shortly after. Poor little boy. He was only 5 years old, Maria.
I know.
And I suppose that in my dead spells, I'm trying to be with Peter. I have the feeling that he needs me.
And you say this has been going on for a whole year?
Well, the first one was just under a year ago. I didn't know what to make of it. I didn't mean to do it. Not the first time. I can go off now. Any time I want to.
You want to? You do it on purpose?
Oh, Maria, yes. When I can't bear it here any longer, it's wonderful to have some place to go.
I'll grant you that. There are times when I'd like a place to go. But, Emily, where is it that you go?
I don't know. Or perhaps I do know. But I can't talk about it. I'm in another world. Oh, my body is here. My body with all its faculties. Sight, speech, hearing. The essence of myself is somewhere else.
You make it sound like some sort of mystical experience.
Perhaps it is.
Emily, tell me something. When you go someplace else and yet your body stays here...
Yes?
Well, can you be seen? Is there something of you that can be recognized?
I'm not quite sure. One time, when I went off in the middle of the night, Rodney swears he saw a ghost wandering across the lawn. The ghost of a woman, he said, with long, dark hair trailing down her back, nearly to her knees.
As yours does.
Oh, well, you and I know there are no ghosts. And that night, being so put out by Rodney's teasing, I know I wanted him to see me, wanted it intensely, that he should see and understand I could leave him any time I wanted to. In the spirit, if not in the flesh.
Oh, Emily, I do hope you know what you're about.
I'm able to live, Maria. Otherwise...
Otherwise what?
Who knows?
Emily.
Emily?
Yes? Who is it?
William, my dear.
Is it all right if he...
Of course.
Come in, William.
Ah, Tipson said I might find you here.
You remember Maria True, William?
Oh, yes. How are you, Maria?
Very well, and you?
Thought I'd hack about the countryside for an hour before luncheon. Thought you might come with me, Emily. Hate to ride alone.
I'm afraid not. There's so much to be done here.
Oh. Maria?
Oh, I don't ride.
Oh, it's a pity.
Well, why don't you ask Rodney to accompany you? I'm sure he'd love to.
Oh, he would, but he's otherwise engaged.
Oh?
Oh, not what you think, my dear. No, his time's being taken up by some local fellow named Harding, I believe.
Harding?
Had 2 small boys with him.
But that's Harding, the chimney sweep.
Yes, I believe there was some talk about cleaning out chimneys.
But we have a machine for doing that.
All right, I'm off to the stables. See you at the luncheon table.
Can't be. He can't have called in Harding. We have a machine.
I never heard of a machine for sweeping chimneys.
Well, it isn't really a machine. It's a very, very long brush. You can reach way up the chimney with it. I had one sent down from London only last week.
Well, let's go downstairs and see what's happening.
Oh, yes, I can't bear the thought of using these climbing boys. They're so young.
They have to be at least 8 years of age. That's a law.
Well, they shouldn't be used at all. There should be a law to that effect.
The Select Committee has just failed for the 3rd time to pass a bill like that. It was laughed down in the House of Lords.
Laughed down? What was there to laugh at?
Oh, someone made what they considered a very funny speech, saying that the climbing boys were like a dose of calomel prescribed by a doctor to clean out the system.
Come, Marie. Oh, we must see what's going on. I won't permit it. Not in my house.
Up you go, my boy. Up. He's inert, this, my lord.
Rodney, whatever are you doing? Why aren't you using the long brush? Why is this boy...
Don't fuss, Emily.
Rodney,
don't
you
fuss.
swore to me.
Tipson flatly refused to use the brush, so what was I to do?
Well, you could have used it yourself.
Myself? Oh, come
You
now.
promised no climbing boy would enter this house.
Can't you hustle him up a bit, Harding? He's only gone up about 6 feet and stopped there.
What are you going to do?
Nothing too drastic, Lady Hollander. Here, boy. Up and after him.
What?
I'm giving this other boy a pin, my lady, a common pin.
What on earth for?
He'll go up after the little one and give him a few jabs with the pin.
What?
In the soles of the little one's feet, you see. That'll move him all right.
Oh, no, you can't. You can't.
All right now, boy, up with you. Just a few jabs with the pin. Don't overdo it. Just enough to get him moving on up. You know how.
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
How you doing up there? No good, huh? One move, huh?
Well, I'm off. Nobody wants a bit of a cross-country ride, eh?
We're busy, William.
Oh, you're having a bit of trouble, are you, with the climbing boys?
Little one's new to it, sir. Got up a few feet and wouldn't budge.
Wouldn't budge, eh? Well, I've got a way to fix that. Saw it done at Lady Milburn's a week ago.
William, what are you doing?
I've got a little bit of hay here. I was saving it to give to my horse.
You're not lighting it.
But of course I am. Now, let's add a little something. Let's see, what have we got
Well,
here?
here's a few pages from the London Tatler.
No, that'll do the trick.
Oh, can't you stop it?
Brutes! You brutes!
Oh!
That'll move him all right.
Yeah, if he doesn't want his feet burnt to a crisp.
All right, move, boy.
I
Up
can't
with you.
bear it. I can't.
Oh, my dear.
Go to your room, Emily.
No.
Is he moving?
Oh, he must be.
Oh, dear God. He's fallen. He's fallen. Oh, my boy. Oh, poor boy.
Man's inhumanity to man. All true, dear listener. And it all happened just this way. Small boys who had no one to protect them, no parents, no friends, no one who cared, and no government. So it went in merry England during the reign of the Prince of Pleasure. I'll be back shortly with Act 2. The last we heard from our climbing boy was not a spoken word. Indeed, we have yet to hear him speak at all. No, it was the sound of his small body crashing down the chimney of Lord Rodney Hollander's country estate after pins had been stuck into his dangling legs in an effort to force him further up the chimney, and as a last resort, a fire had been lighted beneath him. Now it is an hour later, and luncheon is being served.
Where's Emily? She should be here.
She's upstairs, I believe.
Doing what?
I believe she's with the boy.
The climbing boy?
The one who fell down the chimney.
He didn't fall. He simply let go and dropped. Why didn't she send him home with Harding?
I believe she's giving him a bath.
A what? A bath?
You said a bath? Whatever for? I've always understood that climbing boys never bathe.
It makes sense now, doesn't it?
Will you all excuse me?
Where are you going, Maria?
Upstairs.
But there's a saddle of mutton coming, Maria.
I've had enough, thank you. I'll be with Emily.
I'm not sure Maria's the sort of friend Emily should cultivate, Rodney.
Oh, I know. What can I do? Emily's very set in her ways.
Dear boy, I'm going to have to let you soak in the warm water. The dirt has ground into your skin. I'm afraid to scrub any harder. I'll just sit here. May I? Thank you. What's your name? Oh, you don't know? Is that what you're trying to tell me? It is. Well, why don't we give you a name? Would you like that? How would you like to be called? Well, how about Peter? Do you like that for a name? Oh, you do? Then we shall call you Peter. Peter shall be your name.
Very apt.
Oh, Maria, I was just talking to the boy here. He's not very talkative himself, but I expect that's because he's shy.
Are you shy, Peter? I don't think he knows the word.
Oh, there's so much he doesn't know.
Peter, if that's to be your name, for the time being at least, how old are you?
Yes, darling. How old? Do you know? 8. You're 8 years old. Yes, 8. Maria, I don't believe it. 8. Look at that tiny body. He's not 8 years old. He looks more to be like 5 or even 4.
His occupation does not encourage growth. However, you're not really 8 years old, are you, Peter?
Yes, 8. 8.
He's just been told to say that. Threatened, probably.
He's about the age my boy would be, had he lived.
Well, let's get on with this bath, shall we? It's going to take a month of soaking before you'll get rid of this dirt. Formed a crust all over him. And then, heavens, boy, what do they give you to eat?
Yes, Peter, dear. What does Mr. Harding feed you? Tell me. I want to know. Please. Nothing.
Nothing?
Is that possible? Oh, Maria, fetch him some milk and whatever else you think that...
Yes, maybe some of the luncheon soup.
Oh, yes, do hurry. Oh, Peter, you shall have some nice, rich, fresh milk, right from our own sweet cows. You'll like that, won't you? Won't you? I don't believe you know what milk is. Is that possible?
I've come to fetch some milk.
Where's Emily?
She's with the boy. The milk's for the boy.
The boy? Maria, I forbid it.
Nevertheless...
This is my house. It's my milk, and I forbid it. Nobody feeds the climbing boys, Maria. They're supposed to fend for themselves.
Rodney, these boys are sold to the older men who use them. Not only that, they're often kidnapped.
Oh, I can't believe
Well,
that.
it's quite true. You know the story of the Strickland boy, don't you?
Strickland? Oh, the Stricklands from Manchester?
Yes, a climbing boy came crashing down the chimney of a home they were visiting. A tiny boy, and very handsome. And the Stricklands took him home with him.
Oh, that's a mistake. Grave mistake right there.
And when the boy saw the silver forks the Stricklands use, he cried out, "My papa has forks like this."
My word.
And the boy said the Lord's Prayer each night without being taught it.
Well, obviously. Boy of good family.
Yes, and then the story came out after some investigation. The boy's mother was dead. The father was traveling abroad, and the child had been left in the care of an uncle. The gypsies abducted him and sold him to a sweep for 10 guineas. And that boy was 4 years old.
4? Oh, yes, that's very young.
Well, if you'll take a look at the boy in the tub upstairs, you'll conclude that he could be 4 years old, 5 at the very most. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'll fetch the milk.
Put him in my bed, Maria. Poor little boy. He looks so frail, doesn't he?
He couldn't take the milk. Oh, perhaps I should have heated it.
I've sent for Dr. Carruthers.
If you don't eat, you'll die. Do you know that? You do.
What did he say?
He doesn't say anything. He just nods his head.
What does that mean?
I'd say it means he wants to die.
Peter? That's not what you want, is it, my darling? You want to live and grow up to be a fine, strong boy and have a wonderful life. Oh, don't turn your head away, please. Please look at me. Now, you're not going to die. I'm not going to let you die.
All right. Too bad Lady Emily had to miss that superb dinner.
Well, there was no need for her to miss it. Emily's very stubborn sometimes.
Oh, yes, I can see that.
Makes it quite difficult for me, you understand?
Oh, quite.
I swear, that woman gets more peculiar all the time.
In what way, peculiar?
Well, she has these spells, you know.
I'd say, hold on a minute. I do believe Emily's coming down.
Oh, my dear. I'm glad you could join us.
Where's Maria?
She's with the boy. We're expecting Dr. Carruthers momentarily.
You sent for Carruthers? In heaven's name, why?
Because the boy is ill.
But you should have sent him back to Harding. Let Harding look after him.
It's because of Harding the boy is ill.
Oh, nonsense, Emily, really.
Rodney, I want to adopt this boy.
Adopt him?
Well, he's just about the age Peter would be now. That's what Maria thinks, and so do I. He needs care and love and all sorts of things I can give him and that he's not going to get from anyone else if he goes on with the life he's been leading.
Dear Emily, I know your tender heart, but why should you give him anything? He's not your responsibility.
I know that. I want to make him my responsibility. I want to adopt him, Rodney.
Oh, no, it's out of the question.
Why is it out of the question?
Well, it simply is. I have no desire for a son not my own.
I have.
We know nothing at all about this boy.
We could ask Harding. We could ask him from whom he bought him. Or stole him.
No.
You might find out something interesting, Rodney.
Now, Maria, kindly keep out of this.
I just wanted to remind you of the Stricklands. They adopted that boy. They educated him.
Yes, you see, Rodney, we could do the same.
I don't know.
That must be the doctor. I saw his trap pull up.
Oh, let him in, Maria, and take him upstairs, will you?
Of course I shall.
Oh, Rodney, please do this one thing for me. Please.
In here, Dr. Carruthers.
After you, Miss True. Well, this is the patient?
Yes.
This is not Lady Emily's boy.
Oh, no. He's a climbing boy who was brought here to sweep out the chimneys.
Why, this boy is half dead already. Why wasn't I called sooner?
Well, we only just... Well, we didn't know. He fell down the chimney.
He's no more than 4 or 5, I'd say.
We fed him some milk, but he couldn't keep it down.
Yeah, he hasn't had milk in a long time. If ever. The boy is dying, Miss True.
But he can't. He can't die.
There's nothing I can do. These climbing boys, there's no hope for them.
But there must be something you can do.
They die of exposure, of bad food or no food, of burns, beatings, overwork. Most of all, I say they die of a wish to die.
That's what Emily and I...
Yes?
We were saying he didn't seem to want to live.
Would you? Would you want to live his life? Their lungs are filled with mortar and soot that blinds them, chokes them. Most of them develop asthma or some other respiratory condition. Their knees and elbows are bruised.
It's terrible. It's all so terrible.
Why, Miss True, do you know that climbing boys have been sent up chimneys that were already on fire? I think our climbing boy has breathed his last, Miss True.
Oh, no.
Don't grieve. He's better off.
But, Emily, Lady Hollander was going to adopt him. She's below stairs now talking to her husband about it.
I'm sorry the boy couldn't be saved. Perhaps a year ago, who knows?
But I don't know how to tell her. She lost her own little boy just 5 years ago.
A boy named Peter, wasn't it?
Yes. She started to call this one Peter. He didn't seem to know his own name.
Maria, I brought Rodney up to see the boy. Oh, Dr. Carruthers, thank you for coming.
Lady Hollander.
How are you, Carruthers?
What's the matter? Doctor?
The boy is dead, Lady Hollander.
You say he's dead?
Yes, Rodney.
Well, it's a good thing we didn't go ahead with what we were talking about, isn't it? The boy must not have had a decent constitution, eh, Doctor?
He wasn't very strong, no.
We'd have had all sorts of trouble with him, wouldn't we, if we'd adopted him? We were thinking of it.
Probably you would have had, yes.
Well, one damned thing after another. That's what it would have been. Well, Emily?
Leave her alone, Rodney.
Oh, she's all right. Aren't you?
I'm all right.
Lady Hollander, are you all right?
Dr. Carruthers, I'm so sorry we got you over here to no purpose. Won't you stay for supper? I think it's roast beef tonight.
Please stay, Doctor.
You could spend the night as well, if you like.
Please, Doctor, I'd so like to talk to you.
Well, you're very kind.
Then it's all settled. Come, Doctor. I'll show you to your room. I'll get Tipson to make it up for you.
Well, that's most kind of you, Lady Hollander.
She's gone off again. One of her dead spells. Blast! Why should I have to put up with this?
Come to the window, Rodney. I want to show you something.
Eh? What is it?
Look down there, among the yew trees.
Well, I don't see anything.
You don't? It's the outline of a woman. She's holding a small boy by the hand. And now she's leaning over, and he's whispering something in her ear, and she's nodding her head. Pity you can't see it. It's very clear to me.
You'll remember that Lady Emily Hollander had, or believed she had, the ability to make herself seen by whomever she wished during these so-called spells. Why, then, is her outline so distinct this time to Maria, while Lord Hollander sees nothing? We shall try to bring you the most cogent answer of which we are capable when we come back with Act 3. The climbing boy is dead. Dead at a very tender age. No more than 5. Dead at almost the very moment when a new life might have dawned for him under the tender care of Lady Emily Hollander. Dead before he had hardly experienced life at all. Now let our story be carried forward by the woman who began it, Miss Maria True.
Supper that evening was a horror. Emily sat at the head of the table and conversed in a manner that could only signify that she was having one of her dead spells, as her husband termed them. Most assuredly, she was not the Emily who had been my dear friend for so many years. Dr. Carruthers and I maintained silence for the most part. It wasn't till we had left the table that I could draw him aside. Dr. Carruthers, could we take a stroll on the veranda? I do need to talk to you.
Oh, of course, Miss Drew. After you.
Thank you. Dr. Carruthers, I want to assure you that the woman you saw tonight presiding over the dinner table is not Emily, is not Lady Hollander.
Not?
Oh, it was her body, of course. But she was not in it.
I don't think I'm following you.
Her spirit is elsewhere.
Yes, I confess her attitude when we were forced to tell her the boy had died was not all that I'd expected. Particularly when you'd told me she was considering adoption. It seemed very odd.
It was very odd, unless you understand and accept Lady Hollander's ability to remove herself from this world.
Remove herself? I don't know any way that can be done until death does it for us.
Well, she told me only this morning that it's very like death. It seems close to death, but that it's a very happy thing.
It would be pleasant, wouldn't it, to think of death as a happy thing? At least for the one who dies. But Lady Hollander obviously does not die. Only her mind seems to stray away.
Not her mind, Doctor. Her soul.
Yes, I stand corrected.
Oh, I'm so grateful you consented to stay, Dr. Carruthers. I sorely needed someone to talk to. Now, there's one more thing.
Yes?
After you and Lady Hollander left the room this afternoon, Lord Hollander and I were there alone. And I chanced to be standing by the window and looking out, and I saw... I hesitate to tell you because you'll think me daft.
Not you, Miss Drew.
I saw a woman by the yew trees.
Yes?
And a small child, little boy.
Oh, yes. What was there about that to perturb you?
It's my belief, Doctor, against my best judgment, against my common sense. It is my belief that as soon as Lady Hollander heard of the death of the climbing boy, her spirit, her soul, if you like, withdrew from the room of death and went outside under the yew trees. And there she met... Well, who knows? The soul of her son, Peter? Or the soul of the climbing boy? So, one way or another, we got through that dreadful evening. Everyone prepared to retire for the night.
I suppose, Lord Hollander, you've made arrangements for the disposal of the body.
Oh, you mean the climbing boy? Oh, yes. Yes, Harding came over and took it away just before supper. All taken care of. Though I must say Harding was put out. He'd had great expectations for that boy. Just the right size and all for chimney sweeping. Still, couldn't be helped, I suppose.
I could not fall asleep. The awful events of the day crowded in on me. The sight of the boy's puny body in the tin tub of water flashed over and over again before my eyes. The words of Dr. Carruthers.
Why, this boy's half dead already.
Echoed in my head. His sad
These
tones.
climbing boys, there's no hope for them. They die of exposure, of bad food, no food, of burns. Most of all, I'd say they die of a wish to die.
Small wonder that I could not sleep. Small wonder that in the wee hours of the morning I was the first to smell the smoke. It was unmistakable. It was the smell of smoke, and not too far away. I sprang from my bed, seized my wrapper, and ran to the door of my room. Smoke, thick, acrid smoke, was pouring in great gray clouds from one of the rooms. From the room of my host, Lord Rodney Hollander. I opened my mouth to scream when all at once I saw, through the whirling smoke, a figure, a woman, leaving Lord Hollander's bedroom, and with a great effort and concentration, she was... Oh, could it be so? She was dragging a limp and prostrate body with her. It was Emily. At last I found my voice and screamed, "Help! Fire! There's a fire! Help, everyone! Help!" There was a general opening of doors along the corridor. The sound of voices. The fire was extinguished in due time. The servants, headed by Tipson, accomplished it for the most part. Dr. Carruthers and I both admired their fearlessness.
Well, there wasn't much but smoke in the room. The actual fire was confined to the chimney.
Then Rodney died of the smoke.
Yes, suffocation. There was nothing to be done for him. One odd thing, though, deuced odd.
What was that, Doctor?
His feet were singed. The bottoms of his feet had been burned. What do you make of that? I mean, since the fire never really reached out into the room.
Well, I'm sure I can't explain it, Doctor, if you can't. What about Lady Agramont?
What about her? She'll be all right.
She was found in the hall, wasn't she?
It was just outside her own room. I suppose she was the first to smell the smoke and came out to investigate.
But then why didn't she cry out?
Well, didn't she?
I didn't hear her.
Well, somebody cried out. That's what roused me.
Yes, that's true. Someone did. I had one more chance to speak with Emily. She was still in one of her so-called dead spells. Yet there were moments when she seemed the same Emily I'd always known.
Can't you stay for a bit, Maria?
Oh, I must go up to London, Emily. Tend to a few matters. Matters of importance, my dear. Otherwise I wouldn't leave you. But the good Dr. Carruthers will stay on for a day or two, and by the time he leaves, I'll be back.
Good. Hester and Willie have already left.
I know.
I'm glad.
Why did you do it, Emily?
Do what?
I was the first to discover the smoke, you know. That is, the first after you. That's how I happened to see you dragging Hester's body out of Rodney's room.
Oh? You saw that?
Why did you do it?
Well, it wouldn't have been proper, now would it? For people to find out that Hester had shared Rodney's bed. No, Rodney would have hated that.
But even so, why didn't you cry out as soon as you saw the smoke? No matter where it was coming from.
Oh, I knew very well where it was coming from. Before I saw it. Even before I smelled it.
But how could you? How could you have known?
I was waiting for it.
Whatever do you mean?
I'd been told.
Told what?
Told that there would be a fire in that particular chimney at precisely 3:15 in the morning.
Well, who could have told you?
Why, the climbing boy, Maria. He told me.
And then I remembered standing in the room where the boy lay dead. I heard Rodney's voice as I'd heard it then.
Damn, why should I have to put up with this, Maria? Why should I?
Come to the window, Rodney. I want you to see something.
What is it?
Look down there, among the yew trees.
Well, I don't see anything.
It's the outline of a woman. She's holding a small boy by the hand. Now she's leaning over, and he's whispering something in her ear. And she's nodding her head. Was that when the climbing boy had told Emily that there would be a fire in Rodney's chimney at 3:15 in the morning? I would have plenty to ponder on my journey up to London. Emily herself put me in the carriage, which would take me to the stagecoach.
Goodbye, my dear.
I'll see you in a few days.
Yes, that will be good.
And then we must make plans. Plans for your future.
Oh, yes. Plans.
You won't want to stay here.
I don't know.
Perhaps you'll try London for a while. You can stay with me. I have room.
We'll talk about it.
Goodbye, my dear.
Goodbye, Maria. Come back soon.
Well, I thought to myself, I've accomplished something for my friend. Now, I thought as we drove past the broad verandas, if only I can get her interested in the reform movement, there's hope for her. But then, as the carriage picked up speed, we passed the rose garden and came to the clump of yew trees. And there, I saw her. I saw Emily. Well, rather, I saw the outline of Emily. I called to the coachman to stop. Yes, one could say the figure was made of vapor or steam, and yet its dimensions and form were very clear, and down its back hung long dark hair, almost to its knees. I stared and stared until the horses grew impatient, for I saw something else. I saw a tiny figure of a boy, and then the figure of another boy. There were two of them, and both were running fast, fast. And she held out her arms, and they both ran into them, and she held them close, and she laughed, and they laughed. Then, as I stared, the strangest thing of all occurred. The two boys that she was holding in her arms looked at each other, both still laughing, and even as I stared, they became one boy. And he was laughing, and Emily was laughing, and holding him and rocking him in her arms, and they laughed together for the sheer joy of being together. And I knew that in all probability, Emily would never come up to London.
A sad story, was it not? A boy dead, a man, too. A woman not quite right, well, not quite right mentally. A very sad story, really. Yet ending in laughter. How can that be? We don't know. But this we wish for you, dear faithful listener, that whatever the sadnesses that enter your life, you will find somewhere, in some manner, the lightening, the leavening sound of laughter. I'll be back shortly. Our story of the climbing boy took place, as we have neglected to tell you, in the year of our Lord, 1819, in another country than ours, at a time when men laughed in Parliament at the fact that little boys were sent up chimneys. It is another time now and another place. Things are different now, here. But are they? If you think so, you haven't been paying attention. Our cast included Marion Seldes, Evie Juster, Court Benson, and Ian Martin. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
And now, Mystery Theater.
Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall, Chamberlain in this court of the mysterious and the macabre. The act of trust seems to get short shrift from the poets, the philosophers, and even the prophets. An early American sage warns us to trust everybody but cut the cards. The book tells us, put not your trust in princes. Very well and very good, but you have to trust somebody. Can anyone go way through this life without trusting another human being?
What is it you want me to do?
Show me how to use this.
That's a revolver.
Exactly.
Where did you get it?
I don't think that's important.
Why, I don't think I should help you to...
Well, if you don't, I'll probably kill myself trying to figure it out.
But you don't need a revolver.
I feel safer with it in the house. Ted is away so much.
Well, you flick out the cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
And you insert the shells into these chambers.
I see.
And now you flick back the cylinder, and I hope you never have to use it. But the gun is ready to fire. You just point it and pull the trigger.
Like, so?
Like so. But not at me.
Why not at you?
Myra.
I intend to kill you.
Our mystery drama, Can You Trust Your Husband?, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Sam Dan and stars Joan Lovejoy and Mandel Kramer. Somehow, love seems to have become the province of the young. Ask almost anyone to name two people who are deeply in love, and the answer almost automatically is Romeo and Juliet. Well, let's face it, Romeo and Juliet were a couple of teenagers who only knew each other for a brief interval. They conveniently died before they would have to weather the storms of marriage and responsibility. The lovers of record should be Philemon and Baucis, or Darby and Joan, couples who lived with each other and put up with each other for 50 and 60 years. That, dear friends, is love. All this is by way of introduction to the Mallards, Ted and Myra, married 25 years. And as far as we know, there's never been an argument or even a harsh word. It's all been one long, beautiful honeymoon, as far as we know. Let our story begin late one autumn evening as the doorbell rings in their comfortable, well-appointed apartment.
Just a minute. You'll have to wait, Ted. Next time, carry your keys. Oh, Bert.
Did I wake you, Myra?
No, I never can sleep while Ted's awake. Come on in.
Thanks.
Ted isn't home yet. I guess his plane was late.
Why, yes, it was.
Oh, I knew it.
But...
But what?
Well,
Well? Something's wrong.
Well...
Bert, what are you trying to tell me?
Well, whatever it is, I guess I'm not doing a very good job of it.
It's Ted.
Yes, it's about Ted.
Something's happened to him. The plane.
Oh, now, Myra, just a minute.
I've been listening to the radio all night. I haven't heard anything about a plane.
No, it isn't the plane.
Then what is it?
The plane landed more than 3 hours ago.
Bert, tell me what's happened to Ted.
Well, I'm trying to. It's not easy.
Do you know where he is?
He's in jail.
Jail? Why? What for?
Well, I said it's not easy. I'm not sure. He was arrested as he came through customs.
Well, tell me why.
Well, I suppose for smuggling.
Smuggling? Oh, that's impossible. It has to be a mistake.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
We have to get hold of Arthur Kremen.
I already did.
Or doesn't he practice that kind of law?
He'll get someone else if he can't handle it.
Handle what?
Well, all I know is Ted called me, and they allowed them one phone call.
Please, Bert, get to it.
Well, he said, Bert, I'm being accused of smuggling. Call Arthur and then tell Myra.
But what is he accused of smuggling?
Heroin or cocaine. I'm not sure.
But that's ridiculous. How could Ted possibly be involved in anything like that?
They found it in his attaché case.
But it's all a mistake, a terrible mistake. Or else it's a joke. A very bad joke. Ted, oh,
Myra,
darling.
Myra, I didn't want you to come here.
Why not?
Because it's a prison cell.
Are you all right?
I don't know. I'm in prison, Myra.
Well, it's not exactly prison. You're just being held here because of some awful misunderstanding.
Oh, darling, it's prison. People like me, like us, we only read about these things.
But Arthur says he'll go before a judge in the morning and see about setting bail.
That's another word. Bail. Do you realize I'm going to be out on bail as if I were some common criminal?
Darling, Ted, tell me what happened. I simply couldn't get a word out of Bert.
What happened? How many times have I done this? I got off the plane, picked up my luggage, walked through customs, except this time I didn't walk through. This time, when they searched my attaché case, they found a packet, they say, of first-grade cocaine.
Well, then it couldn't have been your attaché case.
But it was.
How did the cocaine get there?
I don't know.
Couldn't you have seen it?
No.
Why not?
Because it was concealed in a secret compartment.
What secret compartment?
I don't know, darling. I didn't know I had one.
But surely...
Surely what?
Surely nothing, darling. I know how upset you are. You don't need me giving you a third degree.
They were waiting for me, Myra.
Waiting?
Yes. Ordinarily, customs is just a routine. This time, there were 3 or 4 of them out there. They emptied the papers out of my case. One of them had some kind of a screwdriver, and he...
You mean that they actually expected to find something?
Yes. And then there was this cellophane, or I think they call it glassine, a packet just filled with powder.
Well, it's a mistake.
Well, of course.
Obviously, it couldn't have been your attaché case. You see, that's the answer.
Myra, I told you it was.
Ted, you're being framed.
That's the only thing that makes any sense.
But why?
Because I travel regularly between New York and London on legitimate business. I'd make an ideal courier.
Somebody's been using you. People, a gang that's involved in smuggling, that they watch for regular travelers. I know it sounds crazy, but they managed to get hold of your bag somehow.
I don't know what's going to happen now, Myra.
Well, I know what's going to happen. Tomorrow, the mistake or whatever it is will be straightened out.
I don't know if it ever can be straightened out completely.
Ted, what are you saying? You're innocent.
Am I innocent? You know it, and I know it, but what about the rest of the world? Don't forget this will be in all the papers.
But it's so obviously a frame-up.
To whom? Myra, there are people who actually believe that if a person isn't guilty, he'd never have been arrested in the first place.
Ted, that's crazy.
Of course it is, but that's what's out there.
But everyone knows that you're an honest, hard-working, ethical man.
In the minds of so many people, there will be a nagging little nasty suspicion. Could he really have been involved?
Well, this is going to be a good way of finding out who your friends really are.
Suddenly I feel as if I'm part of another world, Myra, a world you and I never knew. It's no longer our logical, well-ordered universe. All of a sudden, I'm a criminal.
Darling, you're not.
I'm in a cage, deprived of my freedom. Look at them, the rest of them, as you leave here. The thugs, the hoodlums, the thieves. I'm one of them.
Ted.
Look at them as you leave, because I can't leave. I have to stay.
Darling, not for long.
Myra, you've got to get me out. The shame of this. The disgrace. I can't stand it.
Hello?
Myra.
Bert, where are you?
Courthouse.
Was Arthur able to get bail set?
Well, that's what I'm calling you.
Bert, please, just tell me.
There's a problem, Myra, and Arthur's going to be tied up with it, so he asked me to call you.
Bert, will you please tell me?
Well, it looks like Arthur can't get bail.
What do you mean he can't get bail?
Well,
It's the law. A person is entitled to bail.
he is and he isn't.
Well, I'm going right down there.
Myra, it won't do you any good. You see, because of the size of the package and the fact that they've had their eye on Ted for a long
Now,
time...
you just stop there. You stop right there.
Please, Myra. I'm only reporting the facts. The federal prosecutor moved for suspension of bail.
But that's not legal.
Well, in some cases,
Well, there has to be someone I can talk to.
they claim Ted is so important to this narcotics ring...
What narcotics ring?
That he would simply jump bail and leave the country.
Bert, do you know what you're saying?
Or else his life would be in danger. So what this amounts to is protective custody.
And Arthur, our fine attorney Arthur, to whom we pay a fortune every year as a retainer, is just standing there and taking it.
Now, Myra, you must be fair to Arthur.
Be fair to Arthur.
Arthur's fighting it. He's filing an appeal. He's going to a higher court, but it has to take time.
Time?
Well, a couple of days, a week.
Bert, I have to hang up now.
Now, you just relax, Myra. Everyone's doing their absolute best. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, goodbye. All right. Yes?
Mrs. Mallard?
Who are you?
I'm Lieutenant Jack Denson of the Narcotics Squad. We're cooperating with the federal authorities.
And?
Here are my credentials.
I see them.
May I come in?
Why?
To discuss your husband's case.
My husband doesn't have a case. He's a victim of a frame-up, of some sort of ghastly mistake. There's nothing you can gain from talking to me.
I'm here to help you, Mrs. Mallard. Help you and your husband.
Help us in what way?
Well, I'd rather not discuss that in the hallway of your apartment building.
Very well, come in. The only way you can help us is to clear up this terrible mistake and get Ted out of that jail.
What makes you think it's a mistake?
What makes me... My husband is innocent.
What makes you think so?
I'm going to have to ask you to leave this house.
Well, first, answer my question. What makes you think your husband is innocent? The fact that you love him?
Of course I love him. Has that become a crime?
Your entire attitude toward your husband is based on the fact that you love him. And love happens to be blind.
Please, spare me your dime store philosophy. You don't live with a man for 25 years without getting to know him. Ours was no ordinary marriage, or maybe it was. Maybe all marriages are the same. I wouldn't know. But we were together in everything. We had no secrets. I don't believe we even had separate thoughts. We lived with and for each other. So he couldn't have been doing anything wrong, because I would have known it.
How would you have known it?
Evidently, you're not married. Or if you are, it's not what I would call a marriage. I would know. He wouldn't have to say a word or leave a clue. But I would know if he were doing anything wrong. So what do you say to that?
I wish I knew what to say, Mrs. Mallard. I wish I knew how to say what I have to say.
And please, stop beating around the bush.
You're a fine woman, Mrs. Mallard.
I'm in no mood for flattery, Lieutenant. Say what you have to say and get out.
I'm sorry I'm forced to tell you this, but your husband, whom you love, and with whom you're so close, has been leading a double life.
I don't believe that. It can't be true.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Mallard. We have proof.
There are parts of the world where it never rains. The bright golden sun shines in a deep blue sky, and all is beautiful and cheerful and gay. And after a while, you accept it as something that will last forever. But as the song says, into each life some rain must fall. And when it does, those who have never known what it is to be drenched usually suffer the most. I shall return shortly with Act 2. 25 years, Myra and Ted Mallard have had a wonderful marriage. Myra and Ted could communicate without speaking, read each other's thoughts, share each other's feelings. Well, possibly this hasn't been completely so. For here is Myra being confronted with the charge that Ted has been living a complete life away from her. A life that is of interest to the police.
I challenge you to present your proof, Lieutenant.
We've been watching Ted for a long time. He makes regular trips.
He makes regular trips to London on legitimate business.
Of course.
Ted had an opportunity to open a branch office in London. And he goes there to supervise.
And it's an excellent cover.
Cover? His presence is necessary.
According to the annual report of your husband's company, that London operation is losing money.
Ted has faith in it.
But you can excuse our being skeptical.
And what right do you have to arrest a man on skepticism?
None at all. But it goes deeper.
I'm not interested. I can see the nature of your so-called proof.
I want you to help your husband.
Why should you care?
By helping him, you help us. Mrs. Mallard, he won't talk.
What does he have to talk about?
Everything. Who his associates are, where they buy the drugs, where and to whom they sell, who is protecting them.
But...
Please, let me finish. You must convince him to talk. If he remains silent, he'll spend the rest of his life in jail.
But he hasn't done anything.
Please, Mrs. Mallard, we're beyond all that. Now, you must convince him to cooperate. That way he can get a substantial reduction in his sentence.
What sentence?
He'll be tried and he'll be sentenced. We have proof.
You keep saying you have proof. And all you've got is the packet you found in his attaché case, and that could have been planted there.
It could have been, but it wasn't.
Well, I won't be intimidated. If we have to fight, we'll fight. Ted is 47 years old. He has a spotless reputation. He's never done anything wrong. The jury will simply refuse to believe that he could be a member of a dope ring.
Did you ever hear of a woman named Jenny Saunders?
Jenny Saunders? I don't believe so.
I'll do some things that are not exactly in the book. If you promise to say nothing, I'll take you to her apartment.
Well, why would I want to go there?
Because the two of you have something in common.
How does it happen that you have a key to this woman's apartment?
Well, you see, she's cooperating with us. And when I said I might want to bring you here, she felt it best not to be present.
Why?
Out of respect, I suppose, for your feelings. What do you think of the place?
Well, it's nice enough, but why do you... Wait a minute. That's Ted's picture.
Yep, that's Ted's picture.
What's Ted's picture doing here?
You'll find some of Ted's clothing in the closet also.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, what?
You won't get away with this. I see what this is for. It's a frame-up to build your case. You're planting his things in this apartment.
You're making serious charges, Mrs. Mallard, and I can understand how you feel, but Ted was here. He spent time here.
I defy you to prove that.
We have witnesses. People have seen him here.
Well, they can. They can all be part of this plot.
Which plot? Mrs. Mallard, why should we want to frame your husband?
I don't know. To make an arrest, to create an impression you're cracking down on drugs?
Why pick on Ted Mallard? Why construct this elaborate framework?
I won't believe it.
That means you refuse to believe it. Mrs. Mallard, let's accept your argument for a moment. The drugs could have been planted in the attaché case.
Then you admit...
For the sake of argument. Okay. Then we could have gone to the trouble of setting up the apartment, the witness, the girl... But you tell me one thing. How do you explain your husband's fingerprints?
What fingerprints?
His fingerprints are all over the place. Look, I know it's very hard for you, Mrs. Mallard. I suppose you have to look at your whole life now from another perspective. And maybe, faced with all this, you won't even want to help him.
Please. Let me out of here.
Myra, where were you? I thought you'd be here earlier. Arthur hasn't been able to do a thing. Now, should we get another lawyer? I can't believe a thing like this could happen.
Tell me about Jenny Saunders.
Who?
Jenny Saunders.
Jenny? What about Jenny Saunders?
That's what I'm asking you.
I don't know any Jenny Saunders.
You don't?
No, of course not. Look, darling, we've got 1,000,001 important things to worry about.
You don't know a Jenny Saunders.
Myra, is somebody named Jenny Saunders somehow involved in everything that's happening?
There's an apartment at 291 Fenimore Place.
So, what about it?
I was hoping you'd tell me what about it.
Myra, what's wrong? Don't say nothing, because I can tell when something's bothering you.
I didn't say nothing was wrong. Tell me about 291 Fenimore Place.
I never heard of it.
The police say they found your fingerprints all over it.
Oh, well, I guess they would.
Then you do know about 291
I wasn't
Fenimore.
thinking, darling. I have been there. Let me see.
Often?
Well, twice to install, and then... Oh, let's see, was it 3 times? Anyway, I installed and then went back for some repairs, I guess, and I guess the police were checking every place that I ever visited.
Well, why would you have been to 291 Fenimore?
As a favor to Bert.
Bert?
Yes, he's got a friend.
Jenny Saunders?
Maybe that's her name. I never saw her. I never saw anyone in the apartment.
Well, why did you go there in the first place?
I'm telling you, darling, Bert asked me to install one of our special stereos for this good friend of his.
You? Don't you have servicemen and technicians to do that kind of thing?
There were some new things, and Bert said that it would be a big favor.
And that's the only reason you ever went to 291 Fenimore Place?
Well, of course. What other reason would I have?
Hello, Mrs. Mallard.
Hello, Harriet. Is Bert Hollis in?
Oh, yeah, he sure is, but he's on the phone.
That's all right. I'll wait.
Look, I don't believe it about Mr. Mallard. I mean, he's just about the straightest guy there is.
Harriet, tell me something. Does the name Jenny Saunders mean anything to you?
Say it again, Mrs. Mallard.
Jenny Saunders. Does it mean anything?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I mean, oh, gosh.
Well, who is it?
Look, does this ever happen to you? You know you've heard something somewhere, but you can't for the life of you remember when or where. Now this name, Jenny Saunders.
Yes?
I did hear it.
Apropos of what?
Apropos of, I can't remember.
Oh, please, Harriet, try to recall.
No, it doesn't do me any good to try.
It's very important.
Look, I mean, it's all just sloshing around somewhere in my subconscious, and it'll come to the surface when it wants to.
Well, you will let me know, won't you, if you should happen to remember?
Oh, sure. Oh, Mr. Hollis's light is out now, so he's off the phone. Why don't you just go in?
Thank you. Bert.
Myra, come in. Sit down.
Thank you.
Is there something new? I know Arthur's still waiting for the Court of Appeal.
Bert, who is Jenny Saunders?
Well, I'd never heard of her.
Now, look, I know how long you and Ted have been friends. And, of course, your instinct is to protect him, but Bert... Oh, Bert, I have to know.
What do you have to know?
If my husband has been having an affair with a woman named Jenny Saunders...
Ted? An affair? Oh, no, never. It's impossible.
Bert, I looked in the mirror today, and I see that it could be possible.
Myra, I know Ted,
Please
and I
listen
say
to
never.
me, please. When I think of Ted and me and our marriage, I believe I'm still 20 and he's still 22. But I'm not, and he's not, and I have wrinkles, and a girl named Jenny Saunders is probably quite young.
And you're being quite silly. Ted would never...
Are you familiar with an apartment at 291 Fenimore Place?
291 Fenimore... No. Should I be?
Yes, if you have a friend who lives there.
No, I don't know anyone who'd...
Well, since you have never heard of the place, and you don't know anyone who lives there, then you couldn't possibly have asked Ted to personally install a special super stereo.
Ask Ted to what?
You heard what I said.
Well, I heard it, but I can't believe it. Why would I ask Ted?
I see.
Myra, please. Why did you ask me such a question? What are you driving at? What's happened?
I'm not sure. When Ted was arrested at the airport the other night, I thought that was the end of the world. Now I see that may have just been the calm before the storm.
Yes?
You're Jenny Saunders.
Okay. Where do we go from here?
I'm Myra Mallard.
Oh, well, come on in. Sit down.
Thank you.
Drink?
I don't believe so.
Well, what are we going to talk about?
Is it true?
It's true.
I didn't think you'd be his type.
When they start to hit 50, what's a type?
Although you are quite pretty.
If it makes you feel any better, he's still in love with you.
Really? Then what was he doing here?
Well, I guess these fellows need excitement. He's in a jam, I hear.
Yes.
I will say he was fast with $1. He was good to me. The rent here goes for almost $300. And then he liked to go to the track.
I never knew he had the slightest interest in...
Oh, and he liked a game of cards. I told him the stakes were a little high.
I never knew he could even play cards.
Well, I tried to steer him clear of it.
Thank you.
But men, well, they do what they want to do. And so, well, the way I see it, he got in very deep to the loan sharks. And it's all tied into the rackets, you understand? So they said, look, here's how you can pay us back.
And so he became a courier.
You see it happen all the time. Legit business guys get themselves in hock and the mob moves in. What are you looking for?
You wouldn't happen to have a specially installed stereo, would you?
Oh, no. I wish I did.
Well, thank you, Miss Saunders.
Yeah. I'm glad you're friendly, Mrs. Mallard. A lot of wives, they'd throw a fit. But isn't it better to act civilized?
Myra, what are you saying to me?
What are you saying to me, Ted?
I'm saying that I don't know a girl named Jenny Saunders.
She lives at 291 Fenimore Place. You admit you went there.
As a favor to Bert.
Bert knows nothing about it.
What do you mean he knows nothing about it? He asked me to.
Didn't.
He specifically asked... Myra, Bert came into my office a couple of months ago and asked me to do him this favor.
But he didn't.
Well, ask him.
I did ask him. He knows nothing about it. And furthermore, I just had a visit with Jenny Saunders.
Myra.
I can see where she might be very exciting.
Myra, listen to me.
No, you listen to me. Call Lieutenant Denson.
What for?
So you can make a deal and be out of here in a few years, or maybe even months.
Would you mind telling me what you're talking about?
I'm talking about a man who fell in love with a woman half his age.
Myra.
All right. Let's say he became infatuated. And so he went through all of his money, got into debt, and was offered a way out, an illegal way out, and he was caught.
Myra, do you believe this?
Yes, Ted, I believe it. I don't see how it's possible not to believe it.
How is it possible, indeed, not to believe it? How can one doubt the evidence? Evidence based on the reasonable, logical, and sensible interpretation of the facts that exist. Certainly, a man must be proven guilty beyond the shadow of a doubt. Is there even a shadow here? Everything seems so clear-cut. I'll be back shortly with Act 3. Sometimes, if you repeat a story often enough, you'll come to believe it. For instance, for 25 years, Myra Mallard has been telling herself that she has the perfect marriage, a union that was made in heaven, as they say. And perhaps she has been so taken by the idea that she refuses to accept reality. And reality seems to be another woman, and a prison cell, and a narcotics-carrying charge.
You're telling me I've been having an affair with another woman?
I have met her.
And I've been maintaining her?
Yes.
And the drain on my finances has driven me into becoming a member of a narcotics ring?
Ted, these are facts.
Well, I deny every one of them.
But your fingerprints are all over that apartment.
And I told you how they got there.
Oh, Ted.
I also told you something else. I told you this would never be straightened out.
But
that the very fact I've been arrested would scar me for the rest of my life.
Ted,
that there'll always be a nagging doubt in people's minds. Well, what can I expect from strangers when my own wife believes I'm guilty?
Oh, Ted, I don't know what to believe.
I'd know what to believe if you were the one who was sitting in jail. I'd believe what you told me.
I'm trying to, but all the evidence...
I wouldn't care for evidence. I'd know that the person I loved would tell me the truth. I don't think we have the kind of marriage that we thought we did, or at least that I thought I did.
Ted, what do you want me to do?
What do I want you to do if you have to ask?
I'm all mixed up.
We had a paradise, you and I, Mara. But at the first storm, look what happens to it.
Darling...
The other night you said to me this would be a good way to find out who my friends are. Well, it's better than that. It's a good way for me to find out who my wife is.
Well, Mrs. Mallard, have you thought it over?
Yes, Lieutenant Denson, I have.
And have you decided to help your husband?
Yes. I'm going to do everything I can.
Fine. Then I can expect you to cooperate with us.
Oh, I will. That is, if you agree to cooperate with me.
Certainly. What would you like me to do?
Find the man who's really guilty.
Mrs. Mallard, is it possible we are back to ground zero on this thing?
We never left it. Ted is innocent.
In the face of all the evidence, can you really believe that?
Yes, I believe he is innocent. And I believe it because he says so. Ted Mallard cannot lie to me any more than I can lie to him.
Mrs. Mallard, I would like you...
I know what you'd like. You'd like me to look at the facts. But there are all kinds of facts, Lieutenant. You have yours and I have mine.
And what are yours?
Mine is the fact that Ted and I are in love. Yes, for a moment I panicked. I was frightened.
Mrs. Mallard...
It's no good, Lieutenant. I have 25 years supporting me.
I know this is a blow to your pride.
Let me tell you whom you should investigate. My husband's partner, Bert Hollis.
Please, Mrs.
Bert
Mallard...
is lying. He said he didn't ask Ted to install the stereo set at 291 Fenimore.
Mrs. Mallard, you can't shift the blame conveniently.
Why is Bert lying? That's the crux of the entire case.
Bert was not caught with the narcotics. Bert was not maintaining a girl in that apartment.
Please, Lieutenant, don't give me facts. Your facts. For once, try something else.
Something else?
Faith. Believe somebody. Take a person's word. You once said, I was a very fine woman. All right. Would I lie? Isn't it possible that I'm telling the truth? I know you have a case. It's well constructed. But it's wrong.
Mrs. Mallard, we know Ted is guilty.
And I know Bert is lying, and I'm asking you to find out why.
But we have no reason to pursue that line of investigation.
Perhaps you don't, but I do. And I'm going to pursue it.
How?
I don't know. What do I know about these kinds of things? But somebody has to help Ted.
Must be wonderful to have a wife who simply won't face the facts.
Oh, you're wrong, Lieutenant. I'm facing all the facts. Why would Bert lie?
I don't know.
Think.
I told you I don't know.
Have you had any differences of opinion about the business?
No.
Is he in debt?
Not that I know of.
Can you think of anything, any reason why he would do this to you?
Bert and I have been friends since college.
All right, the attaché case. How could the cocaine have gotten in there?
That's beyond me.
Oh, Ted, you're not being very helpful.
Well, did I ever think I'd be framed?
It's Bert. It has to be Bert. But why?
I don't know. I'd have been willing to bet my life on Bert. Just as I'd be willing to bet my life on you.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Mallard.
Hello, Harriet.
Anything new with Mr. Mallard?
Well, we're hoping.
Yeah.
I've just come by to get some of Ted's things.
Oh, that's Mr. Hollis's ring. He wants to give me some dictation. Look, if you'll be in Mr. Mallard's office for a few minutes, would you mind answering the phone?
No, not at all.
It's just that when Mr. Hollis dictates, he gets all confused if I have to stop and pick up the phone.
Well, I'll be here for a while.
Oh, thanks.
Yes?
Is Bert there?
No.
Well, he's supposed to be there. He knows I'd be calling.
He just stepped out for a moment.
Tell him Smitty wants him.
Oh, yes.
What do you mean? Oh, yes.
Well, I've heard Bert mention your name. Bert and I are, well, we're very close.
There you are. What about the Saunders dame?
Oh, that's all over.
Look, it's a lot of dough, and it's due. He knows how and where to bring it.
Myra, Harriet said you were here.
Oh, well, I just wanted to get some of Ted's things.
Why? He'll be out of jail soon. I feel it in my bones.
Do you?
I know Ted. He couldn't do anything wrong.
You're a good friend to him.
I don't care what anyone says. I'll stick by him.
Oh, thanks for covering the phone. I heard it ring.
Oh, it was a wrong number.
Oh, well, I hope everything will be okay with Mr. Mallard.
Thank you, Harriet.
If you're through in Mr. Mallard's office, maybe I'd better lock it.
Well, why? Does Mr. Mallard usually keep it locked?
Oh, no. That's his problem. He leaves everything lying around. Anybody could walk into his office and walk off with anything.
Even his attaché case?
Oh, sure. Although, why would anyone want to take his attaché case?
Well, did you ever see anyone carrying his case?
Did I? Well, I never thought to watch.
Try to think.
Hey, now that you mention it, it's funny. Now, when he left for London last week, I saw Mr. Hollis bring him the case. And Mr. Hollis said, "Hey, Ted, you left this in my office."
Uh-huh. That's what Mr. Hollis said.
Uh-huh.
What did Mr. Mallard answer?
I think he said, thanks, Bert.
And that was all?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you remember you asked me, did I know a Jenny Saunders?
Yes.
Well, that's where I heard her name. As they were saying goodbye, Mr. Hollis said, let me see, did you get everything squared away for my friend, Jenny Saunders? And Mr. Mallard answered, the stereo works just fine. There you are. You really forget nothing if you know how to make it come back.
Hello, Bert. I'm on time. You got it?
Yeah.
Hand it over. Ain't no 50 grand here.
I know.
Look, the agreement was 10 payments, 50 grand each.
50 is too big a sum to hide.
The agreement, pal.
I can fix the books for 25 maybe each month, but 50.
Who cares about the books? That's why we got Mallard out of the way, so you could have an open road.
His wife was there today.
Why?
I don't know why. Maybe she suspects something.
Why should she suspect
I don't
anything?
know. I said maybe.
Look, you're the one who said all you needed was to get Mallet out of here, and the till would be wide open.
Okay, but you have to be cautious.
Cautious? The way you drop money on the ponies, the cards, the dames?
Look, it'll just take a little bit longer, but I'll pay you fellas back.
What's that?
I don't know.
Nobody's supposed to be here.
Well, maybe it's Jenny.
How could it be Jenny? I heard you two are quits.
Quits? Where did you hear that?
Your secretary told me.
She doesn't know anything about Jenny.
Wait a minute.
Hey, what are you going to do with that gun?
Somebody's in our closet. What are you trying to do, Bert? Set me up?
No, I don't.
All right, whoever you are, come on out of there.
Myra.
You know this dame?
It's Ted's wife.
Hello, Bert. Who is your friend?
Myra, I couldn't help myself.
So you did frame Ted after all.
Please, Myra, you don't understand. It was Jenny. Jenny Saunders. I couldn't keep away from her.
All right, we can't hang around here.
What are you going to do with her?
I don't know. But something will occur to me. Move, sister.
Why?
What are you going to do to her?
She has to disappear.
You let her alone. Murder was no part of the deal.
Look, Bud, people do what they have to do.
I said no. Please, Myra. Myra, if you promise not to...
What can she promise?
Myra, promise her...
Ah, poor Bert. This character makes you betray your friend, loot your company, and now he'll kill you.
Shut up, lady.
Well, how else can it end?
I think we better go for a little ride.
No, I won't let you do it.
Let go my arm,
no,
you nut.
Put away.
I said let go my arm.
You okay, Mr. Hollis?
Me? Yes. Yes, I am.
Lieutenant.
Hey, Joe, get an ambulance. We may be able to save this other one's life.
Lieutenant,
What am I doing here?
Yeah.
Well, you can say whatever you like about science and facts and clues and evidence, but sometimes a good hunch has them all beat.
You heard what they said?
Yep, everything. I followed you because if you did happen to be right, you'd need help.
I didn't mean to. I just kept getting in deeper and deeper.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
No, thank you for showing me what it can be like.
What can be like?
Marriage. I may even try it myself.
And he did. Or so we are told. Well, what is the moral here? You may be sure that faith can overcome any difficulty. And as the Persian poet said, the sweet breath of love can blow away the mightiest mountains. So, you have faith, for I shall return in just a few moments. Love, like wine, they say, grows mellower, finer, tastier as time goes on. Just as youth is wasted on the young, so is love. The heart has its reasons, and the more we attempt to probe and pry and weigh and analyze, the more we come to naught. Love is one of the two supreme passions. The other, of course, is murder, which is why we always try to give you liberal amounts of each, 7 times each week. Our cast included Joan Lovejoy, Mandel Kramer, Bryna Rayburn, Ken Harvey, and Sam Gray. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.